company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Saturday, September 21st, it's the French Broad 10-mile relay presented by the Webb family. All the fun gets started at 10 a.m. on the out and back course along the greenway of the French Broad River. You can compete in teams of 5. Prizes given out for the top male, female, co-ed, and masters teams. And all the proceeds benefit RiverLink. Come on out and celebrate the women who saved the French Broad River. For more information and to get signed up, go to justrunning.com, JUSrunning.com. Proudly sponsored by iHeartMedia, Asheville.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
Live from the Ingalls Studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dogs eat! Let them on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God. The Jets killed him.
It is ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. The Sportsocracy is live on an Overreaction Monday here in the Ingalls studio.
You did it wrong.
Oh, geez.
Overreaction Monday. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, my voice is a little worse for the wear.
So maybe you shouldn't do that whole...
well... Here's the thing. I'm only here 2 days this week, and I'm giving 104%.
104%. All right.
Not physically possible, but I'm doing it.
We ask for 110 here in the Sportsocracy, you underachieving. Okay.
You've never given better than 60, and I'm usually serving at about a soft 71. So,
welcome into the program. It is ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. The Sportsocracy heard everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app. Seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click that live video link, subscribe to the channel, join us in the chat. We are back from a triumphant weekend, for us anyway. The Carolina teams that we saw, not so much. But, Saturday down in Columbia, South Carolina, Williams-Brice Stadium, awesome venue, great fans, both sides. I was just taken away by the whole theatrics of it. We had freaking amazing seats.
Oh, yeah.
It was a phenomenal weekend.
Later in this show, I have trimmed my list down to 5. We said this was an elimination game, South Carolina LSU.
Mm-hmm.
You can infer from that one of those teams is going away.
Yep, where Jeremy's top 5 will be revealed here on the program today. He is in the fan transfer portal since Florida State's now 0-3.
Only Power 5 team without a win.
Yikes.
Let's go, baby! And you know what? I bet against you twice. And thank you, Florida State. You are the Carolina Panthers of college football wagering. Because this ain't hard at all.
Yeah. We saw the South Carolina Gamecocks just barely lose out to the LSU Tigers down at Williams-Brice on Saturday. It was part of the Living the Dream tour.
Did you see Brian Kelly filed a formal complaint about the officials over that game?
Did he?
Bro. Somebody should be complaining about the officials in that game. It is not you. You should have taken your family back to Louisiana with your tail between your legs.
Mm-hmm.
We have our first 2 Super Chats of the day.
Okay.
And they're both in the same vein. From Sir Jimothy, says, we are still in, boys, can't win them all. And from Soaring Eagle, on the exact opposite side of that coin, let's start with 4 greatest words in football. How about them Cowboys? I am not even kind of surprised. I have gotten a lot from Saints fans that I owe them an apology, and I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings. It's not coming.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will admit that I was wrong that that offense looks evil.
Yes, it does.
With Rashid Shaheed and Alvin Kamara, and you look really, really good. As of now, you've beaten to death a Carolina team that has 18 first downs in 2 weeks, and you beat a Cowboys team that I believe in Sasquatch more than. So maybe pump the brakes on we're going to the Super Bowl.
Right.
You're better than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not apologizing for that, but I will admit you are better than I thought you were. It still concerns me that Dennis Allen is the head coach of this team. But it does appear that he went, I don't know squat about offense. Hey, Clint Kubiak, you do it. And the offense is humming.
Yes.
Humming.
No question about it. The fact that they have scored, 87 points? Is that right? 43 the first week?
That's 90, 47 and 43.
Okay. 47. Okay. 90 points in 2 weeks. It's very, very good. But do we think that this is the best offense since the greatest show on turf? Or did they just beat up on two really bad defenses?
Look, there's going to be a pretty consistent theme over the course of this day, which is what are the things that you have seen that are replicable and which are things that are not. I'm going to start with something that, as I say it, I think you're going to understand where I'm coming from. Mm-hmm. Through 2 weeks, your QBR leaders are Derek Carr and Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is a 91.2. Derek Carr has a 96.2 QBR through 2 weeks.
That's pretty good.
I hate to break this to you. That is not replicable.
Mm-mm.
Not even kind of replicable. He's been phenomenal. There is going to be a regression to the mean. I'm not saying he's going to be bad, Derek Carr. That's not what I'm trying to say here. You have had 2 damn near flawless weeks, and good for you. No team should be in the NFL should be flying higher right now than New Orleans Saints.
Absolutely.
None.
Agreed.
But I'm going to need you to temper those expectations just a skoosh. Just a bit.
Yeah. Don't automatically assume you're going to come in here and do this to everybody. It would be different if you had done this to, a team that was at the top of the NFL.
Well, the next 4 weeks, you play the Philadelphia Eagles, the Atlanta Falcons, the Kansas City Chiefs, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All 4 of those teams are better than either one of the teams you played so far.
Mm-hmm.
I do not turn opinions around that quickly. Sorry, I don't do it, and I'm not going to do it. Ever.
But you have to give the flowers to this offense.
I want it to be known that I'm not diminishing what you're doing.
No.
It's just we do this every year. A team comes out hot, and this is one of the best starts I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to let you down if that's what you think they are. Because there's not. No team is that. They had a stat. Do you know the last – I asked you this in the car. I found out the answer last night.
Okay.
Do you know the last team that scored 90 points in the first 2 weeks of the season?
I do not know.
It was the 09 Saints.
Okay.
The team before that was the greatest show on turf. That's 2 historic offenses.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're a historic offense. But you're really, really good, and you're in a division that is immensely winnable. So good job, Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Very happy for you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's revisit in a few weeks. If you come out of the next 4 weeks at 4-2, you're going to win this division. And I don't think there's any doubt about that. Now, we got the Saints. We did that. And now I'm going to give you the opportunity to say really stupid things about the other team in that division.
Oh, yeah? The Carolina Panthers?
That looks competent.
Oh.
Let me finish the sentence.
Oh, you talk about my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, defending division champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
What? This team finds a way to win games. For some reason, you were able to bend, don't break more than usual yesterday. Did you see the red zone stats for the Detroit Lions? They got themselves in the red zone 7 times and were able to convert points out of it once. You talk about replicable things.
That's not.
That is not replicable.
No. The Detroit Lions, from pillar to post, beat you to death,
Mm-hmm.
but they couldn't score.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, and there is no term that I hate more than bend don't break. I detest that term.
Yeah, I know. That's why I used it.
You should have walked out of Detroit like scalded dogs, going, we're the luckiest team in America. And if I hear one more person tell me how good that Tampa team is, I'm going to lose my mind. You almost gave up 500 yards yesterday.
Yes.
Detroit got anything and everything they wanted and were completely incompetent. It's nothing you did. You can't drop 4 passes in the end zone, 4 actual drops on the stat sheet, and tell me that's anything you did.
Mm-hmm.
That would be like putting a rock out in front of this building and saying, it's a hurricane rock. No hurricanes, because we live in the mountains, you moron. Of course there's no hurricanes. We don't do that here. I just look at this and go, how are you not seeing this? Oh, Baker Mayfield's a gamer. He completed 12 passes. 12! Stop! Like, good Lord, it is all, and I'm not talking to you here. You're the one wearing the Buccaneers jersey in front of me, and I know you're starting to buy into it. I can see it in your face. You can tell me that you're not. I told you this last year, and I'll tell you this year. The minute you buy in, Todd Bowles is going to take your hat off your head, defecate in it, and put it back on your head. Because that's what he does.
You're such a wordsmith.
I am.
I love the way you paint a picture.
I do. I'm like Bob Ross of words.
Lord. Tell me what you really think.
It's so funny.
Well, of course it does. I mean, we do. Of course we do. Your team starts off 2-0. You're riding high because, in the case of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I didn't expect them to do that yesterday. No one expected them to do that. They were a 7.5-point dog. But somehow, some way, weird stuff happens in the NFL. Somehow the Detroit Lions have 500 yards of total offense to your 2-something? 210?
It was 2 and some change. 216.
You didn't run. You passed for 185 yards.
146. You were close. You forgot to take out sack yards.
Excuse me. 146 yards. 70 rushing yards.
Gave up 5 sacks to Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was, backup guard or backup tackle. Okay. I mean, he had a rough day. I get it.
Well, 4.5. They credited another half to Levi Onwuzurike.
I mean, yeah, the guy on the left or the guy on the right side filling in for Godecki was terrible. Somehow you find a way to win. You're gonna have these feelings of, oh man, we're 2-0. We just knocked off one of the best teams in the NFL. But again, that doesn't. All this tells me is in a close game when the other team steps on their toes, you might be able to sneak a win, and that's exactly what this team has been for the last 3 years.
And now I'm going to tie these two stories together. I'm getting deep fried for saying that I can't give the Saints any credit. Well, you didn't let me finish the segment. If you've watched the show for any period of time, we don't switch topics in the middle of segments without coming back to it. Everything Tampa Bay has done is completely fluky. Every bit of it. You don't win games in the NFL with 216 yards of offense. You don't. You only had just like from here to maybe the parking lot more than the Carolina Panthers had. The Saints is replicable. My only fear with you, it's not the talent on the field. It's the dum-dum on the sideline. I got a lot of years in Dennis Allen to question this, just like I do Todd Bowles. Here's the difference. I actually believe in something the Saints are doing. I believe that offense is drastically improved. I always said that defense was really talented. My problem was Dennis Allen. I want you to tell me what it is that Tampa Bay does that will win them football games. I'll wait. What can you consistently do that is going to beat good teams? Is it your defense? Good God, no, that is awful. It is awful. And if you watch Jaden Daniels yesterday against the New York Giants, it should worry you a little bit that he moved the ball on your defense because he, like every other rookie quarterback, looked lost. The defense is terrible. Your offensive line is terrible. So what you're telling me is what's going to win you a division is Mike Evans and Chris Godwin being thrown to by a guy that is now 7 years in the NFL and never once been a top 10 quarterback in this league. Ever. Not for a second. I stopped at the Village Porch last night when we got back in from Charlotte. And there were two people that have consistently told me, well, Baker Mayfield's great. No, he's not. Well, what? He won today. Okay. So did the Water Boy. And he did damn near as much as Baker Mayfield did. So if the Water Boy came in here going, we won, you'd go, you're a moron. And I would say the same thing to Baker Mayfield. You are the luckiest 5'7", little cocky, egotistical numbskull on the planet. Take your win and shut up. And don't be shocked when this pumpkin or when this carriage turns back into a pumpkin. Saints are the best team in this division. I don't think it's close. I don't even think it's in the ballpark because they will score in the red zone.
Looks like they can.
They appear to be able to score just at will.
Yeah. They are dangerous. There's no doubt about it. I'm not saying they're not good. They probably will win this division if they can keep that offense up. I can't give you a reason why it wouldn't happen because I haven't seen it yet. Because nobody's been able to stop them yet. And it really is a litmus test for, are you good? They just got pounded. The Dallas Cowboys just got pounded by the New Orleans Saints. Same team that did the same thing to the Carolina Panthers. Is there a transitive property there? Yes, the transitive property is the New Orleans Saints offense is good and will hurt you as long as they have the pieces moving.
Well, I mean, you have to stay healthy. There's no doubt about that. Health is you always got to worry about it because it can unwind anybody.
And Derek Carr has to keep being this good.
And if you know I love to use Vegas as the great truth serum. I want you to tell me where the factually inaccurate comes in.
Okay.
Baker Mayfield has a group of fans that are wackadoodles.
Yes.
Some of those fans have a good amount of discretionary income and love to fall for him at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, okay.
Right now, you're plus 135 to win the South. The Saints are plus 140. What does that tell you? One of the 6 least popular teams in the NFL that doesn't get wackadoodle fan that bets aggressively. They're one of the least bet teams in the NFL. I don't know if you knew that.
Who is?
The Saints.
Oh, really?
They're 5 points behind you in the line. What does that tell you? We have 2 favorites to win the NFC South. It means Vegas knows that the simp fan will fall for Tampa Bay, and the smart money is on New Orleans. Because I pulled this morning. In the last 24 hours, what percentage of the money, not tickets, what percentage of the money has gone on the New Orleans Saints to win this division?
Let's go 75.
You're too low. It's 91%. I don't know anything in the NFL definitively right now. But if you're taking my doubloons and I'm putting them on something, right now the New Orleans Saints are one of the things I am the most confident about because I don't buy the Falcons, I don't buy the Buccaneers, and the Carolina Panthers assaulted my eyeballs for 3 hours yesterday.
I was going to say the other thing that we could be certain of, Carolina Panthers #1 draft pick next year.
Well, I feel like we need to talk about Carolina. We'll do it in the next segment, and I'm going to do my best not to yell because what in the world was that?
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
What if you could hear your favorite song for the first time again? Introducing the all-new reimagined Nissan Kicks with an available Bose Personal Plus sound system that uses speakers in the headrest to create a 360-degree listening experience. You've never heard anything like this. Reimagine your music and your drive. Experience the all-new reimagined Nissan Kicks for yourself at nissanusa.com today.
Available feature. Bose is a registered trademark of the Bose Corporation.
Did you know you can now use your body's own healing properties to revitalize your achy joints and get real lasting pain relief? I'm talking about advanced regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics. If you're tired of arthritic pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulder, this is something you need to check out. Everybody's talking about regenerative medicine, and the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics are experts in these amazing treatments. People here rave about the results. You can enhance your joints, improve mobility, and get back to doing the stuff you love without pain and without drugs or surgery or downtime. Under the leadership of Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough using cellular therapies. They've got tens of thousands of satisfied patients, and the consultation is totally free. So call now. Take action to get lasting joint pain relief with help from QC Kinetics. Call 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
The new Boost Mobile network is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for life.
That sounds like a threat.
Then how do you think we should say it?
Unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for the rest of your life?
I don't know.
Until your ultimate demise.
What if we just say forever?
Okay.
$25 a month, forever.
Get unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month with Boost Mobile forever.
After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Unlimited plan.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dale's available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale's salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your denim. Though we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box.
It's time to kick off the perfect tailgate and take your team to Ingles. Chips and guac made fresh in store every day. The best meat in town packaged fresh every day. And smiling faces giving you their best every day. Let's be real. In the South, football season is our favorite season of the year. There's a lot to smile about, especially with deals like these. Ingles. Low prices, love the savings.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
Ain't no truth on the radio station. Somebody owes me an explanation. Well, I get knocked down, I get back up.
The Sportsocracy.
I'm just living the dream.
Back in the Sportsocracy, this is ESPN Asheville.
I love that drop so much.
We just living the dream. Couple of knuckleheads on the road living the dream of, well, super football fans. This past weekend, Columbia, South Carolina, for South Carolina LSU, it was a barn burner and a skin burner, as you can tell.
Oh yeah, I'm fried. I'm not even. I am currently a color that people are not supposed to be. I'm the same color as your jersey. Wearing a home red Tampa Bay Buccaneers jersey if you're listening on only the radio.
And then yesterday we made the trek over to Charlotte to go see the Carolina Panthers home opener against the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yep, nightmares are dreams too, and that was a nightmare.
They are. We continue to live the dream though with Dale's Pale Ale. Clarissa sells WBNC.com, Ingles Supermarkets, and Parks Ford of Hendersonville. The Carolina Panthers have a major malfunction, and to me, it starts at the top. I mean,
David,
has there ever been a worse situation than the Carolina Panthers are in right now with the ownership that just cannot get going?
What does Carolina cling on to right now? What do you do well?
Not a damn thing.
Exactly. The defense is awful.
You punt
Didn't
pretty
even
well.
do that well yesterday. Didn't even do that well yesterday. I'm to a point of I full on feel bad for Bryce Young.
Mm-hmm.
Watching that game yesterday in the stadium, I am now ready to say it is a sunk cost. You will not fix it. Seeing it where we were up in a booth, and I could see his body language. I could see all the things you don't see on television. I don't know that I've ever seen more of a defeated quarterback in my life. There's no fixing this. You have broken him.
Yeah, there's nothing he can do.
The C.J. Stroud thing, sorry. You will forever be the team that took Bryce Young over C.J. Stroud.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this question. If Carolina tapped out on Bryce Young right now,
yes,
would there be a team that looked at him and said, we could rehab this?
Maybe.
I would say no.
Really?
I would.
You don't think there's a single person in the league that would look at that and go, I could do that? Sean Payton wouldn't look at that and go, I could probably make him.
Well, I mean, Sean Payton might do that because he looked at Zach Wilson and went, I can fix him. He also looked at Bo Nix and went, that's starting NFL quarterback. Bro, I don't trust your taste in quarterbacks at this moment. So maybe he would.
I feel like there'd be somebody that would try, but I'm not saying that it can be done.
I don't know that they would. I don't know that he isn't one of those quarterbacks you just look at and go, I can't undo what has been done to you. Between all the different coaches, all the different schemes, all the different voices in your ear, he's jumping now for some reason when he throws the ball. I noticed that yesterday, and I looked at Tank at one point and went, what is that? Where does that come from? Because that's a new one. I ain't seen that one before.
It's like he's trying to use every inch of his every ounce of energy in his body to get the ball to where it needs to go. I don't know that I have seen many quarterbacks in my time, starting quarterbacks for even like major programs that are this gun shy, this inaccurate. Like the play yesterday where he's trying to make something happen and just running around wild, and then finally he finds an opening, and by the time he found it, he was matered in the backfield. Or the 5 different times where he had a guy within reach and he just sailed it completely out of arm's length.
I was talking to Eugene Robinson in the box yesterday, and I basically said this feels like what the average high school quarterback would look like. The guy that always tells you, oh, coach just didn't like me, or whatever the case may be. This is what it looks like if you wind up in the NFL. He's lost. His eyes are pitiful because he's not looking down the field for anything. He's locking on to one receiver, and if that guy's not open, by the time he gets off that first read, there's somebody on top of him.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to look at how many things you had to do wrong over what period of time to get to this point. I told you the day you drafted Ike McQuano, he ain't a left tackle. And guess what? He ain't a left tackle. He hasn't been for 1 second of his career. And guess what? Teams know that. They figured it out with you a long time ago. So what do? I'm going to send those outside rushers to the outside and make the fact that he has short arms and he does not set well. I'm going to make that a problem. Chargers did it all day yesterday. I think you have to sit him down. I said it last week. With the intention of maybe we can build him up and get back to – you have to do it now to keep your team from falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Thielen, who is the most team-first guy probably in the NFL, very visibly upset on the sidelines yesterday. You cannot run to save your life. And the Los Angeles Chargers just bled you like a catfish running the ball.
Yep.
They averaged over 5 yards a carry yesterday. J.K. Dobbins was the free space on the wheel in DraftKings yesterday.
Mm-hmm. And there's no sign that this is going to get any better. You would think that there would be something to build on. But yesterday was, what did they have? What was it, 8 first downs?
7.
7 first downs
they had 11
yesterday.
against the Saints. They have 18 in 2 weeks.
7 first downs yesterday. And you knew going out on the field every time it was going to be the same thing over and over and over again. Vanilla-ass offense. Try to hand it off twice, gain 4 yards, and then Bryce is going to throw an incompletion, and here we go. Time to punt once again. Looking at the string, looking at the drive chart from yesterday's game, tells you everything that you need to know of nothing is working. The game plan's not there. You got a coach who's 2 weeks into his NFL head coaching career, and he looks lost.
Oh, he's not lost. This is, and I'm glad you said it that way. This is what happens when a coach takes over a job that is completely broken.
Mm-hmm.
The Carolina Panthers are the most listless franchise in the NFL, and if you don't see it, I can't help you. But the New York Giants are light years ahead of you.
At least I have a superstar.
Yeah.
At least I have Malik Neighbors.
Neighbors is a dude.
Who you also could have had.
You did.
All day yesterday, and I don't see how Carolina Panther fans aren't sitting around doing the same thing. We're watching Sam Darnold carving up the first 2 opponents of the season.
No.
Go ahead.
You can't just speak of Sammy D, the MVP. Let's go, baby. I told you. I love being right. Sam Darnold, dog, beating them San Francisco 49ers.
Yes.
Old Brock Purdy, so blood got beat by the MVP.
Yep.
Sammy D.
Yep.
My guy.
Sam Darnold out here just carving him up with Justin Jefferson in Minnesota. You have Baker Mayfield, for all of his faults, leading his team to a victory yesterday. He did, and you can't deny it. When the game came down to it and they had the ball and they were driving, who was the one? Yeah. It was Baker Mayfield.
Well, because
it's been
the quarterback.
Time after time again.
Yeah, no. That's no. What led this? Your MVP was Jared Goff, and if you can't see that, I can't help you. He led them because he converted 1 first down and ran the clock out. Yeah, we couldn't see that any more different.
I don't understand.
He led them to a victory.
The quarterback who scored the game-winning touchdown in a close ball game. How is that not leading your team to victory?
Scalded dog. Because I would never say it that way. And I'll be honest with you, Baker Mayfield wouldn't say it that way either.
Really?
For in his own, I think he is an arrogant, a lot of words that I can't say right here, and I went through every one of them and went, no, can't do any of that. Let's tap out and try again. He would even look at you. I didn't lead us to squat.
Mm-hmm.
They beat themselves. We took advantage of some opportunities, and good God, we need to get better. That's how he would say it.
Yeah.
I did not hear his press conference, and I did not need to.
Mm-hmm. You have both of those quarterbacks leading their teams to victory yesterday. You had Caleb Williams, who could have been yours. Yes, he's not good.
Oh,
but
yeah,
there
we'll
was,
talk about Caleb
but
Williams
there was at least a few moments last night where you went, that's better than Bryce Young.
Yeah, that's not saying much.
C.J. Stroud, that's another one.
That's the one.
Right. You could have had him, but no. You go down the line, and it's missed opportunity after missed opportunity for this franchise.
This is what happened to the New York Jets back many years ago, that guys would leave that organization and they would be good elsewhere because you were so institutionally dysfunctional that nobody could succeed there. And I'm afraid that's where you're at in Carolina. Mm-hmm. It's bad. And for as bad as you think it is, it's probably worse. I've never in my life heard a quieter stadium walking to the cars.
Yes.
Just what did we just watch? That was brutal.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't take much to see yesterday, home opener, seats everywhere.
No doubt. And 60% capacity, and I would wager at least 60% was Charger fans.
And when they come back to Carolina after going to Las Vegas this week to take on a Raiders team who is going to, I'll just say, put his health in danger. Bryce Young's health is in danger in this upcoming game against a team that can get after a quarterback the way that the Las Vegas Raiders can.
It's funny you said that
because
we have a super chat. We have to take a commercial break.
Mm-hmm.
We have a super chat from Curtis Davis that I think is a really, really good question. And it's about the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
We also have one from GG Gambling about 0-2 teams and 2-0 teams. And I think that's a really good question, too.
We'll get to them all right here in the Sportsocracy. It is an Overreaction Monday. You got questions? You got things that you want answered? You want our opinions on it? Fire it away in the YouTube chat or hit us up on the social medias at the Sportsocracy. We'll be right back.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
All right, as we roll into the afternoon and keep an eye on our tropical system, things still working out like we were thinking earlier with the moisture trying to spread in here from the east-southeast as we get through later today. Some partial sun until then. So actually most of our day actually ended up dry, low 70s. Showers, maybe a thunder shower tonight as we drop into the middle part of the 50s. On Tuesday, some showers, maybe even a thunderstorm around. Again, there may be some locally heavy rain, some patchy fog early, high 70 degrees, and we could see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain. Still a chance of showers on Wednesday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
We're just days away from our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
The biggest headliners in live music will be taking over T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas.
Plus, some special surprises and moments you are not going to want to miss.
Stream only on Hulu this Friday and Saturday, starting at 10:30 p.m.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
People are talking about Summit Dental in Asheville with Dr. Chad Reinhardt. Just check out some of their Google reviews. One user writes, I'd been avoiding visiting the dentist for years due to poor experiences in the past. I had quite a few visits and procedures at Summit in the last year, and each and every one was made comfortable by the staff that work there. They're all kind and compassionate and take extra time to make sure your comfort level is right where it should be. Summit Dental in Asheville. Call them today, 828-277-6868 or online at AshevilleSummitDental.com.
When you're ready to go back in the day,
y'all gonna make me lose my mind.
Check out the all-new Throwbacks 101.1.
This is how we do it.
Allow me to introduce myself. Asheville's classic hip-hop and R&B. Come on.
This
this football season. Whether you're on the field chasing victory or cheering from the stands, Western Carolina orthopedic specialists are here to keep you in the game. From sports injuries to routine care, our team of experts delivers top-notch orthopedic and sports medicine care so you can stay strong all season long. Play hard. We've got your back. Western Carolina orthopedic specialists. Visit us online or call 828-452-4131. That's 828-452-4131.
John Legend here. How do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Ask your healthcare provider and book at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer. Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on an Overreaction Monday. Yesterday had quite a few highlights around the NFL. We're doing a lot of scoreboard watching. Jeremy turned to me at one point and said, "You know, I don't think I've ever watched less of a game that I was at than we did yesterday with the with the Chargers and the Panthers."
I had Red Zone pulled up on I kept going, eyes up here, eyes, and they're wondering.
I was scoreboard watching because I was winning money on the old DraftKings, and it was it was a nice little atmosphere. Kind of felt like I was at home, just flipping through my phone while the game was going on in the background. One of the major highlights of yesterday was, of course, Sam Darnold. You want to go crazy about him again?
MVP, Sammy T. Let's go.
All right, that's Sam Darnold, Justin Jefferson, the 97-yard touchdown catch and run in the second quarter. Yeah, it was. But did you notice the referee on the play? The referee beat the San Francisco safeties to the end zone. Dude was on his horse. He had every bit of that route, taking all the right angles. And so, of course, 49ers fans starting the campaign, we need to sign that guy right now, because apparently he knows the better routes to take on the field than our defenders do. To get that, go check it out. Look at the replay from yesterday and watch the ref just zoom right across the screen in front of the San Francisco defenders. He actually beat Justin Jefferson to the end zone. So, it's just a goes to show you, it's not just Ed Hockley's kid that's got the that's got the physique. Some of those refs, they can get after it too.
My story is about the Green Bay Packers. We've had a lot of gates. There was Bounty Gate, Deflate Gate. Now we have Yammer Gate. Yesterday, 3rd and 10, Green Bay Packers line up to run a play.
Mm-hmm.
New quarterback Malik Willis under center. Ball is snapped. Willis just runs out of bounds. You don't typically run on 3rd and 10. Felt like a weird give-up play. Reporter asked Matt LaFleur in the postgame news conference, hey, why did Malik not throw it on that 3rd and 10? That looked like a designed quarterback run. Well, he told me Josh threw up on the ball. That's the first time I've ever heard that. Center Josh Myers, dog.
Yeah.
In stance, cadence, calling it out. Don't know what exactly happened. Maybe a little saliva went a route that it wasn't supposed to. Maybe he had Chipotle before the game. I don't know. Reversal of fortune, immediately hikes the ball, which he has just yammered on.
Chipotle taking strays.
And Chipotle's fantastic. I loved it. That was not a stray at all. Just I don't know that I could go play a football game after I ate it, was what I was trying to say.
Okay, all right.
I asked this question. Do you not call a timeout right there? I mean, what am I supposed to do? I would have fumbled that thing. I am a germ. No, not even. You snap me a yammer ball, we are going to have issues.
I want to know, like, did he recognize, like, was it just a split second? Like,
he 100% knew. He went, say it, hut, and just, yep.
Well,
and he hit right on the ball.
Thanks for the puke ball.
Didn't hit the ground. It almost looked like he was yelling at the ball. I'll never drink tequila again.
Dear Lord.
I'm taking a knee on that, and then me and you. Hey, Josh.
Come
Young
here.
blood. we need to chat. Okay? Because that didn't just, good, yammer. Nope. You turn around, you look me in the eyes and say, bad is about to transpire. I am having issues here.
Look, I need
a minute.
I got to give Josh credit, though. I mean, how do you yak on the ball and not get a false start? Like, that's control.
That is, I'm not going to say. You're not wrong.
Immediately had flashbacks to Darren Drozdoff on that one.
GG Gambling said Jeremy would fight a center in the middle of the play. You damn right I would. I'm going to chuck that ball at you like, listen, big dog.
Jeremy takes the snap.
I've been here 2 weeks. I don't know you like that.
Jeremy takes the snap and his finger gets in it and he just cram it up your cram hole, LaFleur.
I might shake right up.
Exactly.
Hey,
just
You wearing a butt cup?
Damn you.
Because here we go. Let's go.
Don't be yakking on the ball. Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co.ft/ball. NFL Plus premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus premium terms at nfl.com/terms.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. This is JW with Parks Fort Hendersonville, and I'm so excited to introduce our first Parks Promise community hero, the American Red Cross of Western North Carolina. The need for blood is so important, and in the summer months, the need is even greater. Did you know that you can donate every 56 days? Save lives this summer. Head to redcross.org to schedule an appointment or find a blood drive near you. Congratulations to the American Red Cross, our Parks Promise community hero.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dale's available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale's salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your denim. Though, we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
We're back at the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. Got our audio thing sorted out on the YouTube.
Yeah, we tell you what happened too, but apparently we hit the brown noise on YouTube and scared the crap out of people.
Yes.
We didn't. Neither one of us hit anything. I physically can't because I don't have arms that are 17 feet long, and I don't think he did.
Did you plug it and unplug it and plug it back in?
That's exactly what I did.
That's always my
That's
answer.
exactly what I did. And I looked at it really confused. I unplugged it 4 times, and on the 4th time it went, now I'll work.
Yep. Now we're working.
Man, that's what they should do to Bryce Young. Just unplug him, plug him back in. We got a malfunction.
Right. You unplug him for a few weeks. You plug Andy Dalton in there. See if you can build a team around him.
All right, so let's try that again.
All right, so back to Curtis Davis's super chat.
Yeah,
here.
hit your button again.
All right.
We will ask the question again because the things went sideways right after you did that. Ravens Raiders, does it speak more about the Ravens or the Chargers? I think the Chargers are very good. I do think they have a ceiling until Jim Harbaugh figures out, hey, I have to throw eventually. But when you can run like this, you do control a game pretty nicely.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Raiders are equipped to beat a team like that. And then you get yesterday, which was just weird. I haven't had the chance to go back and watch the tape. We were obviously in stadium with the Panthers, and I have not had a chance to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching it through Red Zone on my phone, so I basically played the moments if we were playing College 25. I don't know what that was. I didn't jump ship on the Raiders quite as hard as you did, but I also liked them better than you did.
Yes, you did.
Gardner Minshew's a good quarterback.
Yes.
To me, the Raiders and the Chargers are very close. The Chiefs losing Isaiah Pacheco, that is a bigger deal than people think.
Mm-hmm.
I still think the Chiefs win the division, but the Raiders and Chargers are both playoff contenders for me.
They could be. It's hard to tell 2 weeks into a season what a team is going to be. No, I don't believe a lot about the Las Vegas Raiders. Los Angeles Chargers, yeah, I like their coach, and it seems to be working right now, but I don't know what I can take away from this. You played each other the first week of the season. Things are new. We're getting our legs underneath us, figuring out who we are as a team. The Raiders come in and smack the Ravens in the mouth. And then the Chargers, they just did what I expected them to do. I kind of said this at the end of the last segment it was kind of like the New Orleans Saints. I expected them to beat the Panthers week 1. Did they do it in hilarious, embarrassing fashion? Absolutely. And then they turned around and did the Cowboys again. And I think that is a step up because I don't think that there's any way that the Cowboys are as bad as the Panthers. But it's a baby step. You didn't just take the top of the league and kill them and take the bottom of the league and kill them. It's still real new. I mean, if I had to lean a certain way, I'd have to go head-to-head matchup and go, I think the Chargers may be on to something here. But I don't know.
The Chargers are on to something. But if they can keep J.K. Dobbins healthy, the workload is disconcerting because he's getting yesterday, there came a time that I'm going, all right, we got to go to Hassan Haskins here because you wasting any touches of J.K. Dobbins here doesn't make any sense.
Right.
I played him on DraftKings, so I was, all right, I'm going to say it this way, but, I mean, you keep giving him the ball. That's fine.
But I don't know how long you can sustain it in either case.
The Chargers look like a different team. Just do.
Mm-hmm. And what
it's
are we
not going to be beautiful.
But what are we going to learn next week? Right, the Raiders play the Panthers, and the Chargers play the Steelers.
You can get the Raiders right now minus only 7 points on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, which we will tell you about in the next hour.
I would highly recommend.
I said something earlier about what I would bet on that game that I cannot say on this show. I would like to because it was really funny.
It was very funny.
But I would bet my ability to have fun for the rest of my life on the Raiders minus the 7.
Mm-hmm.
I like both teams. I think the AFC West is really good. The Denver Broncos are terrible.
Yep.
We have one more Super Chat on the way out, and then GG Gambling's question is going to be our next segment because we were going to talk about this anyway, then he asked the question, so a little synergy.
All right, one more?
Yeah! Red Sea, the Panthers are so bad that Quentin Johnston actually caught the ball on them.
Oh.
He didn't just do it once. He did it a bunch of times, and I kept looking at Tank going, I think that is the biggest indictment on the Panthers, is they somehow made Quentin Johnston look like he should have been a first-round draft pick.
Yes.
And I don't know how you did that.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
All right, as we roll into the afternoon and keep an eye on our tropical system, things still working out like we were thinking earlier with the moisture trying to spread in here from the east-southeast as we get through later today. Some partial sun until then. So actually most of our day actually ended up dry, low 70s. Showers, maybe a thunder shower tonight as we drop into the middle part of the 50s. On Tuesday, some showers, maybe even a thunderstorm around. Again, there may be some locally heavy rain, some patchy fog early, high 70 degrees, and we could see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain. Still a chance of showers on Wednesday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by First Restoration Services.
Fire, flood, wind damage, arguably a homeowner's worst nightmare. For nearly 4 decades, First Restoration Services has been helping people recover from disasters with trust, integrity, speed, and quality. If you have a disaster, call them today, 1-800-537-6151, or online at FRS247.com.
John Legend here. How do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date with a COVID shot this season?
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Ask your healthcare provider and book at VaxAssist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Get your tickets now for a front row seat to action-packed moments for the Southern Conference Women's Volleyball Championship on November 21st through the 24th. 9 teams will come to Asheville to battle for the championship this November. Tickets are on sale now at Harris Cherokee Center, Asheville.com.
It's time to kick off the perfect tailgate and take your team to Ingles. Chips and guac made fresh in store every day. The best meat in town, packaged fresh every day. And smiling faces giving you their best every day. Let's be real, in the South, football season is our favorite season of the year. There's a lot to smile about, especially with deals like these. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Hi, this is Stu Rohrbaugh, and I'm running for Buncombe County Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisor in the November 5th general election. Make sure you register your vote today. Your vote counts.
This has been a public service announcement from iHeartMedia Asheville.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls Studio.
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, an Overreaction Monday here on the Sportsocracy. Week 2.
Overreaction Monday.
Week 2 of the NFL season. Almost in the books. We got the Monday Night Football game tonight, which we'll talk about in the next hour of the program. Give you the full analysis of tonight's game between the Atlanta Falcons and the Philadelphia Eagles.
This game could decide the next stop for me on the Living the Dream Tour because if I came a specific way, just went, I could see one of these teams next week.
Jeremy and I, on the Living the Dream Tour this past weekend, took in the South Carolina Gamecocks and the LSU Tigers, which was a phenomenal game.
Yes, we had really good access. I got to see some old friends. Pat Simmons, I did not know you knew him. We had discussed Pat all week, and it never came up. I've known him since I was a kid.
Yeah, Pat and I played Little League Baseball together.
He walked
so it was
up.
quite interesting when he walked up.
He walked up and taking him, I have this moment of childhood reunion, and I went, how did you not piece together that Pat that works at the post office was that? Okay,
No.
you do it like that, but you're
Never
magically
did.
inconsistent.
Never did piece that together. He was like, I kept asking him all morning, like, hey, have you talked to Patrick? Where's this Patrick guy? What's it? Anyway, it's a very weird small moment, or small world kind of a moment, but.
And then he and his brother Matt, who are lifelong South Carolina fans, went, hey, these are all the cool tailgates. Let's hit those. And it was awesome.
And we did. And we hit all the tailgates. We checked out the college game day. Had some cool videos that we posted up on the Facebook feed and the other social medias throughout the weekend. Living the Dream Tour continues to go on strong, but we are taking a break this next weekend.
Yes, I will be gone from Wednesday on. Got to go, pay the light bill.
Mm-hmm.
And by that, I mean go play golf for 5 days, which is what I'm going to do. Looking very forward to that.
Yeah.
Then we are going to revisit the next events. We'll announce those next week.
Mm-hmm.
There's a possibility that we're going to give you a chance to vote on where we go.
Okay.
Because I don't see a game on the 28th that I go, we have to go there. But I see 4 that I can understand why we would go there.
Yep, Living the Dream Tour, rolling on with our good friends at Ingalls Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. Clarissa sells WNC.com. Parks Ford of Hendersonville for the lovely mobile studio that gets us from point A to point B in just grand fashion. And, of course, Dale's Pale Ale for providing the Dale's Pale Ale and the Dale's American Light Lager for Jeremy. He loves the light lager.
Meet Dale. Dale likes beer a lot.
That's right. A lot more Dale-gating coming up this football season with Dale's Pale Ale.
My Randy Houston impression's getting better.
It is. It's getting real good. It is Overreaction Monday. You get your thoughts in on the show through the YouTube channel or on any of the social medias at The Sportsocracy.
If you're going to sleep with somebody's wife, be sure to bring them the Russell Stover chocolate.
Always comes back to that.
No doubt.
It's the greatest moment in this show's history. Other than Caden Robinson saying he wants to play with himself every day.
It's definitely up there.
It is up there. Greatest hits of the program. We've got another super chat in the YouTube that, this was going to be a topic anyway, so Gigi, here it goes.
Yeah!
He says, what team did you expect to be 0-2 and which surprised you who wasn't 0-2? Do they turn it around? Also, Sam Darnold is my Baker Mayfield, he says.
Sam Darnold is my best friend. We are going to do karate in the garage. And he knows that I was the one that always believed in him.
Yeah.
So, nana boo-boo, sticky head and doo-doo.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that shocked me, they're 0-2. The Ravens shocked me. That just I was not as big a buyer into Baltimore as everybody else was. But it was more because I don't really understand what this offense is going to look like, and I'm afraid you're steering into Lamar doing that thing that has led to him not being MVP Lamar. And that's what I've got.
Well,
for 2 weeks.
The first week was he ran it every down, it felt like. And then the next week was the overcorrection. Right? He had 5 carries? Something like that yesterday?
Yep.
He didn't run the ball very much, and it was almost like that overcorrection of he ran it 16 times for 187 yards the first week, and then everybody went, "You're going to get him killed," and then they went, "No, we're just not going to do that."
And now the funny thing is, if you had flipped those 2 games where he tries to shoot out with Pat Mahomes in week 1, and then had just run it down the Raiders' throats yesterday because they didn't have an answer for when he ran it, you would at the very least be 1-1. You might be 2-0. But it ain't getting any easier. You play the Cowboys this week in a game that's a pick'em in Dallas, which I don't understand. Then you go Bills-Bengals before you finally get one with the Commanders. This is an evil schedule for the Ravens. Do I think they'll turn around? Yes, I do. But I'm also prepared to say I don't know that – I don't know who's going to win the AFC North. I'm not overly impressed with any of these teams.
No, and it's just going to be gross.
I think the best one's the other 0-2 team, the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's what I think. But I can't be positive about that.
You got a lot of noise. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. You've boo-booed a lot of things with contracts that are making it kind of hard to really bang the drum for you.
Yeah. I am supremely shocked, obviously being the Raider hater that I am, that the Ravens are 0-2. I never would have imagined that that's how that went down. They're probably the biggest surprise to me. The Rams, I didn't think that they were going to be 0-2 either. Surprises me a little less. Although it was the way that they lost yesterday that surprised me. Did not think that we would be coming here talking about, I always leave the possibility open for these NFC West battles. I talk about it all the time, that I feel like they are always close. But yesterday was not close at all. And the Arizona Cardinals pounded L.A., who's got major problems.
Well, the line. You can't survive. I mean, this is one of the teams that the biggest knock on them was that they didn't have a consistent pass rush, and they harassed Matthew Stafford all day long. Because your line's just terrible. You get Alaric Jackson back this week, which sadly enough will help. I don't know what to do with the Rams. I don't know that you're going to turn it around. You've got a lot of injury issues. Now Cooper Kupp got hurt yesterday. So now you got no Puka Nacua. I don't know the prognosis on Kupp yet. I'm afraid the Rams are going to be that team that's just plagued by injuries all year long.
Maybe so.
And they're not deep enough for that, which is, it's unfortunate. The Giants don't surprise me in the least.
Nope.
The Panthers don't surprise me in the least. Sadly enough, the Falcons probably won't surprise me in the least. And then we get to a division that I really want to talk about here, the AFC South.
Okay.
Who's the second best team in that division? I will tell you, I don't even think it's debatable.
Oh, really?
No.
Because I want to say Indianapolis.
I want to say Tennessee, and I think Indianapolis is the worst team in this division, and it's not even close to it.
Really?
You don't have a quarterback. Straight up. Indianapolis is running a Lou Holtz 1978. The wishbone is the best way you can possibly play football because you never put the ball in there, so they never have a chance to intercept it. You see? Can't turn it over if you never throw it. I don't know what you want. You let Malik Willis make you look foolish. And then Jacksonville.
Foolish? He made him look foolish?
That game was well in hand for Green Bay from pillar to post. The score looks a lot closer than it actually was. So I want to say Indianapolis scored that last touchdown really late.
Yeah, it was like 2 minutes to go, something like that. Yeah, minute 47.
By the way, Matt LaFleur, hey, why couldn't you figure out give 32 carries to a running back when you had Aaron Jones? Why do we have to do that with Josh Jacobs?
Right.
I see that you know to whatever. I think it's the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee should be 2-0 because they should have beaten the Bears if Will Levis doesn't just give the game away. And they should have beat the Jets yesterday. They outplayed the Jets for basically the entire game. By the way, it's our version of stat of the day. Sauce Gardner is currently the 77th ranked cornerback in the NFL out of 88. Calvin Ridley drug him down the sidewalk yesterday. The Jets are a topic for another time.
You're not ready to talk about that right now.
No, I mean, I'm fine to talk about it. I don't really know what to say.
Right. It's kind of weird how it comes out of nowhere. And then you have to fall back on when you have all this talent and it's not performing, the leadership has to be called into question.
And I like what Brian Callahan said in the postgame yesterday. He basically called Will Levis on the carpet and said, this is now 2 losses that fall directly on you. And you see the good. You do see the good. Is it untoward of me to say that of the quarterbacks that have gone in the last 2 years, the only one that I think is any good at this point is C.J. Stroud, who might be a top 5 quarterback in the league? Bryce Young's a disaster. Anthony Richardson is not an NFL quarterback. Look at this big throw. I don't even kind of care.
Right.
He can't do the most menial of tasks in the NFL. Will Levis is kind of the same thing as Anthony Richardson, and the rookies in this class are awful at this point. If you have a ticket for Caleb Williams to win Rookie of the Year, you light a cigar with that bad boy because you ain't gonna need it.
It's not going to happen. He's not going to. I mean, he did improve. I mean, but just based on statistics, he did improve week to week. I mean, he had like 80 yards last week, and I think he had double that this week. So
174.
That's improvement. His QBR went up like 4 points. Awesome. I'm trying to put lipstick on this pig the best way.
At some point, you should probably throw out there that you're kidding because his QBR went down.
Did it?
He went from a 28 to a 21.4.
Oh.
He was an absolute joke last night. I know it's early to say this. It is early to say this. The Chicago Bears should be 0-2. You ain't winning squat with Caleb Williams. This has gone exactly how I tried to warn you it was going to go. You gave him all the toys in the world. I want you to think about what I'm going to say here. What would Caleb Williams be doing if he had wound up with Carolina Panthers? Do you understand how good this roster is? And he, honest to God, looks like he doesn't understand the rules of football. That's with 3 high-end receivers. A talented line that was missing the right tackle yesterday, but still a talented line, and a phenomenal defense. And he is awful. He's the second lowest rated quarterback in the NFL. The only one behind him is Bryce Young, who his QBR looks like his blood alcohol level, or at least like mine by the time I left that game yesterday. I don't know what you want me to say about the Bears. This team's not good. They're not. You don't have a quarterback. Caleb Williams did not get better. He threw for more yards. If you watch the game, he actually regressed quite a bit. Just makes really confusing decisions, throws into coverage a lot. The Bears are the team I'm shocked is not 0-2. And they play at the Colts this week. I'm not going to be shocked if you are 1-2. You got the Rams and the Jaguars and that Cardinals team that's better than people thought they were. The Patriots that are better than people thought they were. The Vikings are exponentially better than people thought they were. And this is where I'm going with the Chicago Bears are the worst team in this division, and it's not close. The Lions will kill you. The Packers will probably embarrass you. I mean, they do on your team, so at least Jordan Love does. And the Vikings are better than you. You came in with all this hype and all this expectation because you had built the roster out. You're not any good.
Oh, your quarterback's not any good, and you don't have any way around it.
Okay,
that's the problem.
All right, so after last night, what do you feel really good about?
I mean, you still have to feel good about the talent that's on the team.
Okay, well, you can't run a greasy peg up a cat's keister. So, we got DeAndre Swift. We're good now. He had 14 carries for 18 yards last night. If it wasn't for Caleb Williams, they would have rushed it 17 times. 17 times for 27 yards. Everything else was on the quarterback. So you can't run because nobody is scared of your quarterback.
Right.
Defensively, you're on the field forever. So every time the defense wears down, you had a bad second quarter, you were beat. You went in at the half down 16-10, game was already over. And I said that to everybody sitting at the table. I was still at the Village Porch at halftime. So this game's over. Because Chicago is not scoring another touchdown this game because the Texans have figured them out. You got problems. Big, big problems. And everything I worried about with Caleb Williams has come to roost. You played in a Pac-12 where nobody played any defense. Bo Nix, same thing. Makes me worry about Michael Penix, but I at least saw him successful in another conference where they do play defense. I don't know how to put lipstick on this pig. You had win the division aspirations. You don't have win the division talent. Because your quarterback is beating you routinely.
You're in the Sportsocracy. It's ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. Had a super chat there. I think it just disappeared. Anyway, I'll try to find that again. We'll bring it to you. Coming up next, here on ESPN Asheville as an Overreaction Monday rolls on.
Did you know you can now use your body's own healing properties to revitalize your achy joints and get real lasting pain relief? I'm talking about advanced regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics. If you're tired of arthritic pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulder, this is something you need to check out. Everybody's talking about regenerative medicine, and the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics are experts in these amazing treatments. People here rave about the results. You can enhance your joints, improve mobility, and get back to doing the stuff you love without pain and without drugs or surgery or downtime. Under the leadership of Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough using cellular therapies. They've got tens of thousands of satisfied patients and the consultation is totally free. So call now. Take action to get lasting joint pain relief with help from QC Kinetics. Call 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and I have a serious heart condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, or HCM. Some symptoms include being short of breath, feeling tired, or having dizziness or chest pain. I still had symptoms on my beta blocker, so I asked my cardiologist about any treatment advances. It was a breakthrough for me. That's why I'm working with Bristol Myers Squibb to raise awareness about HCM and to help others like me. Talk to your cardiologist today and visit hcmrealtalk.com for more information.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dales available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale's salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your denim. Though we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good, clean family fun there, eh, Cot?
It is the Sportsocracy live on ESPN Asheville, seen everywhere on the seen everywhere on YouTube, heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app.
You won't play good. You try to play good.
Yeah. Sometimes you fumble coming right out the gate.
Sometimes you fall asleep in the bathtub in Columbia, South Carolina.
Man, I knew you weren't going to let that go.
No. How does one do that? All right, so I got to set this up. We were in Columbia for game day, South Carolina LSU. It was a long day.
Yes.
We got up at 4:45. We were right outside the stadium at 6:05.
Mm-hmm.
Got to the parking lot, found out apparently Columbia does still use cash. It's one of the only cities in the world that still has cash only. Had to scramble to find an ATM tank, can't see, and is still sleepy. And I feared for my life.
Too short to drive that big old truck late at night.
I really feared for a few pedestrians who I'm still not sure you actually saw, but you said you did.
I totally saw him.
Go through the whole day. We come
Spry
back.
young co-eds and get out of the way.
He watches his terrible Georgia Bulldogs. Probably shouldn't even be ranked in the top 25. And at least they knocked you out of one.
That was gross.
He's like, I'm going to bed. We had bedrooms that were on the same floor, but they weren't attached or anything like that. We both had our own individual bathrooms.
Mm.
I went to bed about 12:30. Lights still on. That's weird. He came up here 2.5 hours ago. Next day, he tells me, well, I wish I had taken your bedroom because your bathtub was bigger and I slept in mine for 6 hours.
I did.
Ran a bath, fell asleep in the bath, and then woke up apparently a little pruny.
Yeah. So that was, about 10 o'clock that I went up there? And I woke up at 3:15 just going, oh, okay, well, I have suction cups on my hands now.
Tank looked like a chihuahua that went to the groomer and it was shorn a little too, sitting there in the window like, I'm just scared to death. Yeah. It's so cold in here.
Well, you just get up and kind of dry off and just crawl into the bed, finish out the night. It's not that weird. If you're tired taking a bath, you ain't never fallen asleep in the bath.
I am
really?
37 years old, and I have never fallen asleep in a bathtub.
I'm doing good if I haven't fallen asleep in a bathtub this week. That's a routine occurrence at my house.
You fall asleep way easier than that. You fall asleep at red lights. I've never figured out how anybody does that unless they're driving when they're not supposed to be.
I can.
Now, if I didn't live down the street from the bar by the time I left last night, then that's why you don't drive. Don't do that.
Granted, I don't think I've ever done that and fallen asleep at a stoplight, but I do fall asleep quite easily.
When you worked a morning job, too, early morning job, you did it more than once.
Oh, there were moments where I would fall asleep on this program. Just sitting here going, oh, Jeremy's talking and I can't.
Why do you think I yell so much? Because I was trying to wake Tank up without anybody knowing he was snoring.
Anyhow, it was another successful trip. Everybody got back safely. No co-eds were hurt. No one was ran over by the Parks Ford mobile studio.
Which is, God, that is the sweetest drive.
It is fantastic. Love it every trip. And we thank our great sponsors, Ingalls Supermarkets, Dale's Pale Ale, Clarissa Sells WNC.com, and Parks Ford of Hendersonville for helping us live the dream as super fans this football season.
We have a super chat from Soaring Eagle.
Yes, we do.
Yeah! So Caleb Williams went 23 of 37, 174 yards, 2 picks, QBR 21.4, passer rating of 51.
Mm-hmm.
Another quarterback went 20 of 35, 246 yards, 2 picks, QBR of 32.4, passer rating 55.2. Guess who that other quarterback was? Bo Nix. Do you see Do you see yet what I was trying to tell you?
It's not been a great start.
Not been a great
It's
start.
not been a great start.
That's kind of like saying the Titanic was not a fun boat ride.
That's not wrong either. Okay, it's been a bit of a disaster.
He is.
But again, with a team with that much talent, you would think at some point maybe there's growth there. Maybe there's an ability for him to grow. Bryce never got that chance in Carolina.
With that much talent.
Mm-hmm.
You know we're talking about the Denver Broncos here, right?
I was talking about Caleb Williams.
We were talking about Bo Nix, and that team has no talent. That team is horror awful.
Absolutely.
Just genuinely terrible.
Right, but that was spurred by the Caleb Williams. Right, we were talking about Caleb Williams and his ability to grow. Can he? The jury's still out, but it's not a good start.
This is I believe a time for Jeremy to have a good old-fashioned conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Do you still have the X-Files music over there?
Somewhere, I'm sure I do.
Let's see. Just go poking around, see if you can find that bad boy. Because I've got a full-on conspiracy theory that has been spurred by the last handful of years. And it's going to have a direct role on a team very close to here and a lot of other teams in the coming few years. The Denver Broncos are one. The Chicago Bears are one. The quarterback play that is coming out of college football is now making it so impossibly hard to scout quarterbacks that I don't know how you're supposed to do it anymore. Because now there are basically 4 archetypes of quarterback. There is I never saw it, but the height, weight, speed, arm strength, yada, yada, yada is so tantalizing that I cannot help myself looking right at Anthony Richardson and Will Levis. That has a bust rate of about 90%. All the way, you go back to Jake Locker, you can go back to JaMarcus Russell, however many of those you need to understand that does not work out very often, and Pat Mahomes is the only one where it has worked. And he needed Andy Reid and Travis Kelce and a lot of things to go his way, and he just so happened to develop. You also have an archetype, which is Bo Nix. When he was playing against guys that were his own age, he never looked like an NFL quarterback. Not for a minute, not for 1 second. For potentially 5 plays in 3 years, did he ever look like he might play in the NFL, let alone get drafted in the first round. Then he kept getting older, and in the words of Matthew McConaughey, you know what I love about playing against 18-year-old guys? I keep getting older, they stay the same age. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And by the time he was 6 years older, he looked good. Well, guess what? You came to the NFL, and all those dudes you look terrible against, they're here. They're here. And now Bo Nix looks like a fan that won a contest to start for the Denver Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen a legit quarterback prospect come into the NFL and develop in a really long time. Who's the last one? Just think about quarterbacks that have come into this league in the last handful of years. I will say it's too early to really be too hard on the guys in this class. I don't know that there's a starter in the bunch, and the only one that I still feel really good about is Jaden Daniels, who was my number 1 to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's going to get better over time. He has a Cliff Kingsbury problem, but that's a story for another day. Do you feel good about any of the other 5 right now?
Not right now.
J.J. McCarthy misses his entire rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Penix is sitting behind Kirk Cousins. Caleb Williams and Bo Nix look like pure disasters. And I don't know when Drake may see the field. You've already got one win you weren't supposed to, and you almost pulled off another one yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Year before that, Bryce Young, disaster. Anthony Richardson, not great. Will Levis, not great. C.J. Stroud, there's one.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think he was the prospect that a lot of other people did. By the way, I do love how many fans now tell me, I knew it was C.J. Stroud. No, you didn't. And if you did, you kept it real well to yourself.
Right.
Year before that, Kenny Pickett, Desmond Ridder, Malik Willis, Matt Corral, Bailey Zapp. Disasters. Year before that, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, all disasters.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Lawrence is the only one that's even a competent NFL quarterback, and I'm officially to the point of he ain't good. You're now paying a league average quarterback, high-end quarterback money, and that ain't going to go so well. Go back to the year before that. It was Joe Burrow. That was it. That's the only one.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Herbert now has a new coach that doesn't even really want to let him throw the ball. Tua Tagovailoa. You may have seen the last of him.
Cutting Jordan Love out of there?
I'm doing them in order. I haven't got there.
All right.
Jordan Love, he's fine. Does anybody think he's elite that doesn't wear green and yellow on Sundays? No. Jalen Hurts, same thing. These aren't elite quarterbacks. We've had two in 6 years that are in any way elite. 2 actually in 7 years because I didn't go back far enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really bad hit rate. You got way too many Baker Mayfields and Daniel Jones and Justin Fields and guys that, yeah, you could start in the NFL. You ever going to win squat? Probably not. Probably not. My question is why? Why is this happening? We're getting receivers 100 a year that can play in the league. You got one legit elite quarterback, two legit elite quarterbacks in 7 years. That not odd to you?
It's a little strange. Is it because the game is so much different? Is it because
I think that's part of it.
You're so, I don't know, run and gun wide open in high school and college that you just never learn the pro game? Is that the difference?
I feel like deficiencies are masked better than they have been. Andrew Ayers in our YouTube chat said it's always been that way. Really? I got 3 Hall of Famers in one draft class. There ain't been 3 Hall of Famers in the last 10 years. You got Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. That's it. You had Eli Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, and Phillip Rivers in the same draft class, and that ain't the only one.
Mm-hmm.
It hadn't always been like this. The hit rate on quarterbacks has tanked. And that's even if you're just saying compared to what you thought they would be. How many of these guys are exponentially worse? I hated Kenny Pickett as a prospect. He's worse than I thought he was. Malik Willis, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Desmond Ridder, same thing. You can do that for a long time. The misses are horrifically bad. Bryce Young, that's the worst miss I've ever had. And I'll cop to it. I had him as QB1. I didn't understand how anybody would take C.J. Stroud ahead of him, and good Lord have mercy, was I wrong.
Yep. Astronomically.
And guess what? You looked at the quarterbacks in this class? I'd rather be a blind man trying to pee in the corner of a round room. I left out a part there.
There you go.
Made that make way more sense.
There you go.
It's weird to me. It is weird to me that the quarterback play, you're putting up more prodigious numbers in college, and then you come to the NFL and you're just broken.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Williams looks broken to me.
Well, it's because a lot of that can work in the college game.
That pick and pop single read,
yeah.
I don't have to do anything else.
Yeah. And I can run around like crazy. Somebody said it while we were in the booth yesterday. I think it might have been Jim Zoki. I heard him saying this to somebody, but like at some point you have to realize that you're not faster than everybody anymore. And it's almost like that's one of the deficiencies in Bryce's game, of that he doesn't realize that. And when he gets outside the pocket and tries to run around and tries to create time, like on that play in the first quarter where he's looking for Adam Thielen down the field and just waits a half a second too long and just got killed and took his team out of field goal range. It killed the drive. It was, it was all the bad decisions that you can't make as an NFL quarterback. But he still feels like, or it's locked in his brain, that no matter what, I can still make chicken poo out of chicken scratch. But you can't do that at this level. You can't do the things that Caleb Williams was doing. You can hit one or two. Anthony Richardson has hit, 3 of them already this season. Sometimes you can get lucky and hit those plays. But it can't be a sustainable way to do business.
If you look at the biggest bust quarterbacks ever, and you made a top 10 list, do you realize that 6 of the guys that should be in that top 10 have been drafted in the last 6 years? That is an insane number of misses. Because I would personally, worst ever, I would go Josh Rosen's on that list, Dwayne Haskins is on that list, Zach Wilson is on that list, Trey Lance is on that list, Kenny Pickett is on that list, Bryce Young is on that list. Tell me where I'm wrong. Okay. None of these guys make it to a second contract.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's unheard of. And I got 6 of them in 6 years. Now, you've got some good ones. You got Lamar Jackson. You got Josh Allen. You got Joe Burrow. But look at how many elite prospects. Trevor Lawrence. He's not elite. There's nothing elite about him. Unless he writes elite on his shoes, elite is nowhere near him. And it's confusing to me. And then I look at the quarterbacks that have become elite. They were almost all of them were broken prospects. Patrick Mahomes, 2/3 of the league didn't think he could even start. The Jets loved him. The Kansas City Chiefs loved him. A handful of other teams loved him. Everybody else went, I don't see what you're saying. Josh Allen, the Bills loved him. Allegedly, a couple other teams in the top 10 loved him, the Jets included. I do find it funny that the Jets loved all these guys and drafted none of them. Needed to take Zach Wilson. And that's weird to me, that you get these guys from smaller schools that didn't have success. They come into the league because they grinded. And now you've got such an anomaly in college football, which is if you play for Georgia, Carson Beck, Texas, Quinn Ewers, you're hyper-talented, but did you ever actually progress as a quarterback? Did you ever learn how to play quarterback, or did you just have better players than everybody else? Then you get to the league, and the worst roster in the NFL, 2-53, the Carolina Panthers, is not as far from the Kansas City Chiefs as you think they are. The difference is they got a coach, they got a quarterback. They still got 52 other guys that could play. They were the best player on their college team, best player in the history of their high school, probably have signs up in their high school because they gave money back, and they're the greatest thing that ever came out of here.
Yep.
And you ain't developed. I see it with Caleb Williams. I see it with Bo Nix. I saw it to a point with Jaden Daniels, but I think the offense is propping him up just a bit. Really struggling in the red zone, kicking 6 field goals. That's because you're not developed as a quarterback. You're coming in way behind where some of these other guys did. And as we go into the break, we have a super chat about this. Yeah! From Soaring Eagle, it says, this is why personally I think there needs to be a new rule that quarterbacks have to sit the entirety of their first year so they can learn how to be an NFL quarterback, similar to a Major League Baseball farm system. Here's the problem. No team would ever sign off on that.
No, you can't do that.
Because if I hit C.J. Stroud, the one that's really hit in this whole period of time, changes the entire franchise. The Houston Texans were the Carolina Panthers 2 years ago.
Yep.
They hit C.J. Stroud, now they're a Super Bowl contender. That's why teams go, you know what? I'll keep rolling the dice. I'll keep cutting big checks. I'll keep throwing out high-end draft capital on the hopes that I hit one. Because if I do, the Kansas City Chiefs that never won anything become the dynasty of the 2020s.
And how many of those big contracts are going to be the downfall, right? Or are going to be the one that kicks the franchise back so bad that you may not be a contender anymore? Looking at the Miami Dolphins, looking at the Dallas Cowboys.
Kelvin Joyner, who is around the game of football, coaches the game of football, and has, I think, the best comment that I've seen, at least. Guys that get developed with less talent around them are forced to be better. Exactly. Exactly. These guys had to grind. Josh Allen sent out letters and videos to every school in America. The only one that got back to him was Wyoming. Pat Mahomes was from a small city in Texas. A lot of people didn't even think he could play at the college level. He may go down as the greatest quarterback that ever lived. Lamar Jackson, teams thought he was a running back. That's the 3 best quarterbacks in the league. All played at small schools. None of them won squat. None of them had a copious number of superstars around them. But they came to the NFL and they knew how to win. They knew how to play. They knew how to play quarterback. They understood the game. They understood the progressions and the way you do things. And now they're beating up on the Bo Nixes and Caleb Williams of the world. If you watched Sunday Night Football last night and could not tell the difference between C.J. Stroud and Caleb Williams, I can't help you. The way they carry themselves, the way they act in the huddle, the way they look at a defense, the way they discern things. Caleb Williams ran up to the line and, honest to God, looked like he was trying to divide 5,014 by 264 every single time he walked up there. C.J. Stroud confidently steps up and starts pointing at the safeties. He's telling the linemen things. He's calling audibles. He's checking things. They're only a year apart. But one of them's a rookie. One of them just started his 18th game ever in the NFL. Ain't like he's some seasoned vet. One of them gets it, and one of them doesn't.
And how do you identify that guy before you tank a franchise? That's the key question that if we had the answer to, we'd have way more money than we do now. And it's really something that fired GMs that are sitting on the beach somewhere wish that they could figure out too. It's hard to pick a winner in the NFL. And unfortunately, you may be looking at two franchises that have, well, they've done it to themselves again. Bryce Young with the Carolina Panthers, Caleb Williams with the Chicago Bears. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
All right, as we roll into the afternoon and keep an eye on our tropical system, things still working out like we were thinking earlier, with the moisture trying to spread in here from the east-southeast as we get through later today. Some partial sun until then. So actually most of our day actually ended up dry, low 70s. Showers, maybe a thunder shower tonight as we drop into the middle part of the 50s. On Tuesday, some showers, maybe even a thunderstorm around. Again, there may be some locally heavy rain, some patchy fog early, high 70 degrees, and we could see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain. Still a chance of showers on Wednesday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
We're just days away from our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
The biggest headliners in live music will be taking over T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas.
Plus, some special surprises and moments you are not going to want to miss.
Stream only on Hulu this Friday and Saturday, starting at 10:30 p.m.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day, but when we're driving, cooking, working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Call 844-ADD-HELP-5. That's 844-ADD-HELP-5.
People are talking about Summit Dental in Asheville with Dr. Chad Reinhardt. One user writes on their Google review, fantastic dental practice. Everyone I've come into contact with at Summit Dental has been very helpful and professional. The administrative front desk staff go out of their way to help with things that they don't have to do. Dr. Tompkins and Kim have been working on me recently, and they have been great about taking the time to explain everything they're doing to make it more comfortable for me. Summit Dental in Asheville. Call them today, 828-277-6868, or online at AshevilleSummitDental.com.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. This is JW with Parks Fort Hendersonville, and I'm so excited to introduce our first Parks Promise community hero, the American Red Cross of Western North Carolina. The need for blood is so important, and in the summer months, the need is even greater. Did you know that you can donate every 56 days? Save lives this summer. Head to redcross.org to schedule an appointment or find a blood drive near you. Congratulations to the American Red Cross, our Parks Promise community hero.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. I don't know. I really don't know if this is all that weird, Jeremy, because, well, we notice as people who are getting older, we feel like the generations behind us are just, dumber and dumber and dumber as they go down. So there was a study that came out, apparently, where they, went around asking people whether they knew things about civics. Do you know civics? You follow politics pretty well.
Yes, if I ever ran for mayor, my campaign slogan would be, yes, I probably did that. Secondary one would be civics ain't that hard.
Civics ain't that hard.
Civics ain't that hard.
The three branches of government. Do you know the three branches of government? Can you tell me what the three branches of government are?
What is it? Judicial, legislative, and I don't remember the other one.
There's the executive.
Executive.
Yeah. There's the legislative, and there's the judicial.
Yeah.
Those are the three. Just so you know. A recent study has apparently come out and said 25% of young people in this country know that. And that scares the bejeebus out of me.
That scares
me. That scares me. These are things that we teach, like, I don't know, first graders, second graders. Does that not scare you? That people don't know how this works? That people don't know the checks and balances?
I don't really care that they don't know that one. It alarms me how many young people don't know that Riz is not a word. There
is that.
It worries me how many people that think social media influencer is going to be their occupation.
These were simple, right? These were like simple, known facts when we were in school. We just don't teach the kids the same way that we used to. We demand a lot less of them. I can remember like having to stand in front of the class, and I think it was third grade where we had to do all of the state capitals. Right? You can't go to a teenager right now and expect them to know, I would say, 30% of the state capitals.
Embarrass children again. Because they grow up to be much more level-headed adults than what we're producing right now.
It's disgusting.
My story comes from a city that I've never heard of, Monrovia, California. House listed on the market, $499,999. One bedroom, one bath, and it is drawing significant interest. There is just something a little strange about this house. It's only half a house. It was squished by a tree with 2 people and 4 pets inside of it a few months ago. They're calling it an open concept floor plan. And people are lining up to see this house that is cut in half.
It's open concept.
It's real open concept.
Mm-hmm.
As in the kitchen opens up into the woods. Real estate has gotten insane.
All property's worth something, though.
$500,000 for a house cut in half.
It's definitely not. But, is that half off from what the neighbor's house goes for?
It's not as big of a cut as you would think.
See, that would be the thing. Like if I'm living a half, every neighbor or every house around me is worth $1.2 million. I got half a house here. All right, that's $500,000.
We have a super chat and breaking news
at the same time.
Yep.
Okay, I'm not sure how to.
There it is.
We'll just jam them together.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
It's for our buddy Tom Pelissero. Sources: the Panthers are benching Bryce Young.
Oh man, that was
and starting Andy Dalton beginning this week.
That was a tough decision, but the right one.
Coach Dave Canales has repeatedly said Bryce is our quarterback, but with the season quickly slipping away, Canales decided to make a change. This is what you had to do.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot keep trotting him out there and expecting the result to be any different. It's just not going to be. Teams have figured it out. Let him sit behind Andy Dalton, not have he's still going to prepare just like he was starting. But instead of getting out there and looking like you're playing Frogger on Heisman, which is what he's been doing, learn how to play the position. Will it change anything? I have no idea. I've never seen a quarterback be this bad and then become really good down the line.
Sam Darnold.
Sam was just put in terrible positions. He was always a baller.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy D, MVP.
Mm-hmm.
This is the right call. This is what you had to do.
Yes. Because you will irrevocably break him if he's not already. I have to salvage whatever I can. It's the toughest position that a young coach can be put in. It's one of the things about watching that game yesterday, feeling what can Dave Canales say at this point? He came out in a press conference, and I think he said all the right things. He said what you had to say in that scenario of we don't like playing football this way. We all want to play better football. But right now, we don't know who the hell we are as a team. And I cannot develop a team atmosphere or a chemistry or an identity when we don't have the ball longer than 16 seconds to drive.
What I was, my take was, I don't know how you're supposed to develop Jonathan Mingo. I don't know how you're supposed to develop Jonathan Brooks when he comes in here. I don't know how you're supposed to develop offensive linemen when I'm not even sure the quarterback actually knows how to call plays. I know he doesn't know how he doesn't know how to check the offense because he never does it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the right call, and Dave Canales made the right decision. Just a couple other little news and notes. None of these are really breaking because some of them happened earlier.
Mm-hmm.
The Miami Dolphins signed Tyler Huntley off the practice squad of the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
I don't know that actually means anything. Do you?
It's an insurance policy.
It'll take you several weeks to get him up to speed.
Yes.
I'm not sure you're not better off with Skylar Thompson. But you got a guy in the room.
You are for now. I mean, until you can teach Tyler Huntley some of the playbook or whatever. I mean, I feel like the talent is probably greater over Skylar Thompson, don't you? It's close.
It's hard for me to look at a guy that the Cleveland Browns said, we would rather have Deshaun Watson, Jameis Winston, and Dorian Thompson-Robinson than this guy. It's kind of hard for me to look at that as somebody that's going to be a savior of your franchise.
It's not going to be a savior. It's putting lipstick on this pig. It's if Tua can't come back and play, can I even be partially competitive in the AFC with Skylar Thompson as my quarterback? And
the answer is no.
Exactly.
The answer is no with Tyler Huntley too.
Maybe, but at least this way I'm making another effort.
You're pulling a quarterback off a practice squad.
Sure.
You're not competing in the AFC. Tua Tagovailoa wasn't headed down a path where this team was going to be competitive. They've been awful for 6 of the 8 quarters they've played, and the 2 that they weren't awful, it was because the Jaguars were awfuler. Miami's irrelevant. It's an irrelevant franchise because I don't see a path that you can even make the playoffs. And what happens when you get there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they sneak in as the 7. You get beat 45-4 the first week. In the wild card round, you get obliterated.
Yep. But it's still, at that point, it would be a successful season. If you were still able to cobble this thing together and make the playoffs, losing your quarterback in week 2, and you did it with Tyler Huntley, that's a win. Just like the Cleveland Browns last year with Joe Flacco. That was a win for them.
We also have one more piece of breaking news, and this is actually breaking news.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
And here's a headline I never thought I would say or be legally allowed to say on FCC airwaves. Orgy in the big house. Alex Orgy will start for the Michigan Wolverines this week against the USC Trojans.
Those T-shirts just make themselves, don't
doubt. No doubt. If you're USC, okay.
This week in the big house.
If you don't walk in with red and yellow, the USC colors, shirts that take a line that I can't say on this show from Old School, when the girl opens the door, or Luke Wilson opens the door, his wife was all, the line that guy says.
Yeah.
USC should have nothing. They should all wear shirts that say that. I'm here for the GB.
Yep.
Boom.
Who's shocked? You got excited about that.
Oh, no doubt.
You're 12.
Yeah. It's Arrested Development tank.
Okay, Mr. Wendell.
I got Peter Pan syndrome.
Mr. Wendell,
I'll kill
yeah.
you. I'll stab you in the neck with a knife right now. I cannot hear that song not one more time. You have sung that like for 4 straight days.
I can't help it. It got stuck in my head. And he has no idea what it is. And then I played it for him, and now he hates it more than anything. And now I think I just want Mr. Wendell on like a loop in his car. Hack into his phone, make him listen to Arrested Development's Mr. Wendell from like 1990.
That song has been referenced to me more times than it has been referenced in the state of North Carolina in the last 20 years.
That is your fault. It's all your fault.
Ugh.
Said something about going to Wendell's for breakfast, and I just couldn't get past it. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. You never know what kind of idiocy is going to happen when we are not only on the air here, but when we are on the road, left to our own devices. The Living the Dream Tour, just fresh off of our trip to Columbia and to Charlotte. Unfortunately, watching both of the Carolinas lose this weekend. Another great trip thanks to Ingles Supermarkets, Dale's Pale Ale, Clarissa Sells WBNC.com, and Parks Ford of Hendersonville. We'll be right back.
Saturday, September 28th, the Barn at Paint Fork presents the Artemis Pyle Band. Advanced ticket and VIP party deck experience tickets available at barnpf.com. Come experience the legendary Artemis Pyle Band. The Barn at Paint Fork, located just 18 miles north of Charlotte Street exit in Asheville. For tickets and directions, check out barnpf.com.
What if you could hear your favorite song for the first time again? Introducing the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks. With an available Bose Personal Plus sound system that uses speakers in the headrest to create a 360-degree listening experience. You've never heard anything like this. Reimagine your music and your drive. Experience the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks for yourself at nissanusa.com today.
Available feature. Bose is a registered trademark of the Bose Corporation.
Young's Ace Hardware is having a party, and you're invited. Join Young's Ace Hardware for their 20th anniversary sale on September 21st and 22nd. Be one of the first 500 customers each day and receive a free Ace 5-gallon bucket. Then get 20% off almost everything you can fit inside. Find your favorite brands like Yeti, Benjamin Moore, Weber, and more. Head to any Young's Ace Hardware location in Weaverville, North Asheville, South Asheville, Mills River, and Candler.
Hi, this is Pepe Acebo, and I'm running for Asheville City Schools Board of Education in the November 5th general election. Have your voice heard on Election Day this November. Make sure you're registered to vote today. Your vote counts.
John Legend here. How do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Ask your healthcare provider and book at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
We are the Nix family, and this is our Ingalls story.
Welcome to Henderson County, North Carolina, known throughout the South as Apple Country. Here, the family of Apple Wedge Farm is in its 5th and 6th generation, cultivating fresh fruit for the local community and beyond. For decades, these beautiful locally grown apples have graced the shelves of Ingalls markets, and we look forward to carrying them for decades to come. Ingalls. Low prices, love the savings.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dale's available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale's salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your denim. Though we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box.
It's time to kick off the perfect tailgate and take your team to Ingalls. Chips and guac made fresh in store every day. The best meat in town packaged fresh every day. And smiling faces giving you their best every day. Let's be real. In the South, football season is our favorite season of the year. There's a lot to smile about, especially with deals like these. Ingalls. Low prices, love the savings.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls Studio.
ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy is live in the Ingalls studio. Heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app. We are seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com. Click the live video link. Subscribe to the channel. Join us in the chat. The football weekend was... Well, I mean, it's like every football weekend. I mean, you got winners, you got losers, you got some fans licking their wounds right now, other fans riding high. New Orleans Saints fans, be very happy about what you've done so far this year.
That licking the wounds comment is a little odd in the segment after Michigan named their new quarterback.
Oh,
shoot, I did it again.
Why you gotta make it weird?
Because it's what I do. It's what I do.
Go ahead, Mr. Wendell.
I hate you so much.
I love it.
I hate that song with every fiber of my being, and I've never even heard it all the way through.
He was trying.
Awful.
He was trying to make it all the way. We got like a minute and a half into that song, and he goes, "I'm gonna need you to turn that off right now." I couldn't believe that he had never heard it before.
I would rather listen to Taylor Swift sing anything than that, which is saying a lot.
I agree with Stephen Brown. It's still bumping in 2024. Arrested Development. Anyhow, stock up, stock down.
There we go.
From the weekend, as it were.
I'm taking the number one pick.
You got number one pick, and you're going what?
Arizona Cardinals, not close. The Arizona Cardinals are the team that should be walking out of week 2 going, we are so much better than people thought we were. You obliterated the Los Angeles Rams.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. They came in hurt. Lines, all that. I don't care. Marvin Harrison Jr. was indefensible. Kyler Murray has been phenomenal. You should be 2-0 with wins over 2 teams that we thought were going to the play. One team we thought was going to the playoffs, one team we now think is going to the playoffs in the Bills and the Rams. I don't think it's untoward to say that the Cardinals could be a playoff team. I think they're that impressive.
Mm-hmm.
You have a talent deficiency, no doubt. It caught up to you with the Bills. You just couldn't do it for 60 minutes. But I'm not going to lie to you. I look at that team now, and we said, oh, the schedule is so awful. The schedule is so evil. They're going to be competitive and annoying and blah, 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 blah. Well, you play Detroit, Washington, San Francisco, and Green Bay the next 4 weeks. The Chargers are good, but I don't know if they can keep up with you. Miami looks a lot different now than it did. So does Chicago, and so do the New York Jets.
Mm-hmm.
The Arizona Cardinals were the biggest winner of the weekend, and I'm not sure it's even close. I have another one, but it's in college, and I have to see if you don't pick it in the next 2 selections.
Okay. Well, my first selection will come from the college ranks, and it's my team, the Georgia Bulldogs. After that little display against the Kentucky Wildcats, you were rightfully knocked off of the perch of number 1 in the country in the AP poll. The coaches still believe that you're the number 1 team, but not by much.
I don't see how anybody believes this is the number 1 team in the country. I can't wrap my head around it.
I do not either. I mean, I've heard it. We've been here before, right? Georgia has played close with Kentucky before. Yeah. But that team did not look like a championship team. That team looked like you put that team out against Alabama, or you put them out against the Tennessee Volunteers, and you're going to get your feelings hurt.
Yep.
The team's just undisciplined. And obviously it's not just on the field, but it's off the field as well. But I haven't felt this way about a Kirby team before.
The offense is poorly called. The defense cannot tackle. And it was really obvious that Kentucky just went run off left tackle every single play.
Mm-hmm.
You looked what that schedule's got waiting for you? You looked at what's coming down the track?
Toughest schedule in the country.
Well, it's a bean machine. It ain't red and black.
You're going to be black and blue at the end of it.
Your next game's at Alabama. Good luck with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be singing Dixieland Delight all night long. You still got to play Texas. You got to play Ole Miss. You got to play Tennessee.
And none of those are going to be fun.
Secret time, that's my 4 best teams in college football.
Mm-hmm.
Those are, to me, the 4 best teams in college football, and you have to play all 4 of them.
Yep.
And 3 of the 4 are on the road. If you had to set a college football top 5 right now, who would put who where?
Texas is 1.
They are not 1 for me. They're 2.
Ohio State would be 2.
Ohio State's not my top 5.
Really?
Nope.
Really?
Well, that's not true. They'd be my 5.
And I was going to say Ole Miss and Alabama.
Ole Miss is my 1. Texas is my 2. Tennessee's my 3.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would have some – I didn't think about this well enough before I said it. I would have some combination of Alabama, Ohio State. That's probably it.
Oregon. You throwing Oregon in that number 1 conversation?
Oregon and Georgia are probably battling for 6 and 7 for me. Those first 3 teams are real good.
Mm-hmm. Now, stock down for Georgia. I'm gonna go stock up for the other UT, for the Texas Longhorns. With Arch Manning, I mean, you're unstoppable. You had Quinn Ewers, one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Arch Manning came in, and I get it was UTSA, but he didn't look like those backdoor discussions that we had been hearing for the last couple of years. Right? Arch Manning's not ready for this. Did you feel any of that when you saw him going off and just? I mean, it was like a machine.
I felt like Arch Manning played 2 snaps and had 2 touchdowns. And I don't care if that's against UTSA. I don't care if it's against TSA from the Asheville airport. I don't really care.
No.
That's impressive.
Mm-hmm. So I think Texas has to be up there because they've climbed up to the number 1 team in the country, and you just found out, well, depending on what the injury is to our quarterback, it doesn't matter. And that should scare everybody. Because that might have been the only hope everybody else had. If that team is that good, then the only hope you had was that Arch was going to come in and be a little off. This doesn't appear to be the case.
We have a super chat. You stole my next stock up.
Oh.
So. Yeah. Matthew Hoffman making votes for Living the Dream Tour September 28th and 29th. Saints Falcons. Not going to lie to you, that one's on the list.
Mm-hmm.
That is on the short list. Northern Illinois at NC State. If you'd have told me that I would have actually considered that 4 weeks ago, I would have said you were smoking crumbs.
I would think that what happens this weekend in Clemson will play big into that.
No doubt. Kentucky at Ole Miss, Oklahoma at Auburn, Liberty at App State. Liberty at App State's, that's not bad.
Could be a playoff spot.
Well, I mean, we want to get to Kid Brewer, and I would like to do it before it's, how to put this delicately, good God, it's cold here. Because Jeremy don't do cold weather.
So. It could be fun. I've never been there.
You've never been to App State?
I mean, I've been to the campus. I've driven by it. But, again, game day, never been to a game at App State.
My best friend went to App State, so I've been there a lot. You think I know a lot about Columbia?
Wait till I find out what bodies are buried in Boone.
I'll show you.
Jeez.
I'll show you a good old time. Some of those dudes might have graduated and moved on to other things, but I have a feeling a few of them didn't. Didn't necessarily have the life skills to. And anyway, that's none of that's important. My next one, stock up. You got a button over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a little banjo, little banjo music, and I believe I'm going to need that right here.
This one?
That's the one. I'm learning to just love this song. That Tennessee team is hurt your feelings good. But it was just Kent State. They scored a bajillion points and could have scored 100. They finally had just a modicum of sympathy for Kent State and went, okay, we can put in the walk-ons now. I don't know who's supposed to beat them. I really don't. You watch Tennessee play, and if you told me we had a Final Four that was Ole Miss and Texas and Tennessee and Alabama, I think that would be wildly entertaining. Nico is a dog. They've got receivers for days with Brew McCoy, who hasn't even really done much yet. Squirrel White.
Squirrel.
It's Squirrel. I love this team. And I have a funny feeling we're going to see them in that city that starts with a K and rhymes with
Boxville.
Yeah, I was trying to just drop the first letter, and I went, well, Knoxville without the K is Knoxville. That's not going to work. And then apparently I did that millennial thing and forgot the alphabet of pick any other letter.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee is special. Special. Can't wait to see that campus. I'm trying to decide. Now I'm playing you because there are 5 that I want. Stock up New Orleans Saints. You can't walk away from that. I don't care if you think the Dallas Cowboys are incompetent. You can't walk away from that without being at least reasonably impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Alvin Kamara looks like somebody stole his Lunchable, and he is out for blood to get back for it. I do not understand why Pete Carmichael could not do some of these. Ask a question. You don't have the box score of this game pulled up, do you?
No, I do not.
How many passes did Derek Carr throw yesterday? He had a 99.4, almost perfect QBR.
I'd say 32.
16.
Really?
He was 11 of 16 for 243 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Good Lord.
They ran it 39 times at 5 yards a clip. Made Dak Prescott look terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that the Dallas Cowboys can't run to save their lives has become an issue. So I start three stock ups.
Yep, 3 stock ups. Arizona, Tennessee, and New Orleans. I got the other UT. I got Georgia stock down, UT stock up. And I think I got to go stock up for the Minnesota Vikings next.
You didn't do it right.
Go ahead.
Sammy D, the MVP.
Look, I get the San Francisco 49ers are hurt, right? No Christian McCaffrey. You could throw whatever
he play defense?
You want. No, he doesn't play defense. I'm saying you could throw whatever excuse out there that you want to, but there's no denying that there is something to this Minnesota Vikings offense, even with Sam Darnold at quarterback.
I have a little bit of a different take on Minnesota than everybody else does. It doesn't shock me that the offense has been this good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what shocks me?
What is that?
That they've allowed 23 points in 2 weeks. I thought the defense was a train wreck.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually pretty good. They confused Brock Purdy a lot yesterday. And that pre-snap motion, and it didn't mess with Minnesota the way it messed with the Jets.
Right.
I don't know what to do with Minnesota, though.
Time will tell. It's the only thing you can say right now. Because, they just beat the San Francisco 49ers. But was that luck? Or not luck?
It was not luck.
Not luck. I didn't mean it in that situation. I just mean, is that one of those games that we just had their number that day? And then we come out next week and we get pounded by the Houston Texans. That wouldn't surprise me.
Now you're getting more to my problem. Their next 4 games are Texans, at the Packers, Jets, and the Lions.
Mm-hmm. And probably a much healthier Rams team after that.
Yeah. I mean, that's a Thursday night game. Those are always excrement shoots. So,
but I'm saying it's not getting any easier.
No,
and you are going to be battle tested by the end of the next 4 weeks.
The Minnesota Vikings are the only team in the NFL that I look up and down their schedule and go, you don't play a god-awful team all year. The worst team they play is probably the Atlanta Falcons or the Seattle Seahawks or the Indianapolis Colts. That is evil. But just Sammy Darnold 2024. Let's go.
And then I will take a break. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll continue with the daily draft here. I'm really not wanting to do this, but I think I'm going to have to. We'll be right back here on ESPN Asheville.
If you like my corny dad jokes, then you need to go see Dr. Rebecca Merrill at Asheville Smiles Cosmetic and Family Dentistry. I sat down with her the other day, and she had me laughing. And, y'all, that is the environment that they create at Asheville Smiles. You're going to feel relaxed. It's like a family when you go there. They want to make sure that you are comfortable during whatever procedure, whatever process you have to have done. With general family dentistry, as well as Invisalign orthodontics, with free Invisalign consultations. Also, they do Botox, fillers, sleep apnea screenings, which are also free. Read more online at AshevilleSmiles.com.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to BeBigNow.org.
We need your help to protect your right to AM radio in your car. AM is always there in times of need with the key information for our community. The overwhelming majority of legislators support a bill to keep AM radio in cars, but time's running out. Please text the 2 letters AM to 52886 and ask Congress to bring this bill to the floor for a vote now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month. Text stop to stop. A message from the station.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at ClarissaSellsWNC.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or ClarissaSellsWNC@gmail.com.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. This is JW with Parks Fort Hendersonville, and I'm so excited to introduce our first Parks Promise community hero, the American Red Cross of Western North Carolina. The need for blood is so important, and in the summer months, the need is even greater. Did you know that you can donate every 56 days? Save lives this summer. Head to redcross.org to schedule an appointment or find a blood drive near you. Congratulations to the American Red Cross, our Parks Promise community hero.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dale's available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale's salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your denim. Though we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
And welcome back in. Daily Draft brought to you by Dale's Pale Ale. Stock up, stock down.
Meet Dale.
From the weekend in football.
Dale likes football and drinking beer.
That he does. Dale's kind of a lot like Jeremy. Just a great American.
I don't really steer into that last part.
No?
Oh, I'm way too debaucherous to be considered a great
a great anything. Okay, I guess.
I'm a great gambler. I'm great. Basically, all bad things. Basically, anything you can say I'm great at are either crimes or nefarious.
Okay. So. Fair enough. I think those two things are synonymous. But welcome back into the Daily Draft here.
Things that are nefarious are crimes.
It is brought to you by Dale's Pale Ale. Stock up, stock down for the weekend. I got stock down for the Georgia Bulldogs with that 1-point win over Kentucky. Not even kind of looking like the number one team in the country. The Texas Longhorns, who have looked like the number one team in the country and just found out that, their backup quarterback, he'll be just fine. Minnesota Vikings, who they're starting their backup quarterback, but he's their starting quarterback. He's actually one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league right now, statistically speaking. Talking about Mr. Sam Darnold.
Funny comment in the chat.
And then I'm going to go stock up for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Did that hurt you?
Yeah, it did.
Did that burn?
It did. It burned me a little bit because I thought, this team is god-awful, and they may still be god-awful, but they weren't god-awful yesterday, and they beat a team that I do believe in the Baltimore Ravens. If you can roll up wins like that, you can sneak a couple of good ones. Maybe you are a playoff team. And then I just look at the fact that they are going to be 2-1 after destroying the Carolina Panthers this week in Vegas at home. And you're off and running.
Okay, so you took who back-to-back right there?
I took Minnesota and Las Vegas.
Okay. Okay. You've taken Georgia, which was a stock down. I don't have – college just didn't drive me that much this week.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm going to take another stock up on Boston College. You went into Missouri and gave them everything they wanted and more.
Mm-hmm.
That Boston College team might be the second best team in the ACC, which really speaks more to the ACC. But anyway, it is incredibly impressive, the job that Bill O'Brien has done. That's a good Missouri team.
Mm-hmm.
And to be able – I mean, I could make the argument they should have won. But you didn't. But, I mean, there were a lot of people who didn't think you were going to have 2 wins all year. You've already got 2.
Right.
And then final stock down for me. I didn't think it could get any lower, and yet here we are, the Florida State Seminoles. My God, how bad can this get? I've never seen a team this bad, and I will tell you this. There's a hit piece coming out on Florida State this week that is going to explain a lot of this, and I'm not sure Mike Norvell survives it.
Really?
I know probably 60% of what's going to be in it, and it's bad enough for me. Let me put it this way. I survived Willie Taggart. I survived Jimbo Fisher. I never at any point went, I don't know that I can do this anymore. I didn't survive this. It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
There's a GM whose name you're going to learn, and there are some less than ideal things happening in Tallahassee.
Really? Well,
I won't be shocked if every recruit that they have signed decommits. Put it that way.
Wow. And you said this bombshell's coming out sometime this week?
I think it's tomorrow. You have to be careful saying because if I know, other people know, and you might get it quieted. And if it is, I'll happily run with the story myself because I know it to be true.
Yeah.
I don't think it. I know it.
Yep.
Not my story to tell. Okay. You did the legwork.
So things are rotten down there in Florida State. Okay.
Stephen Tao said DJ Uiagalelei should transfer to Michigan. Nah, Michigan's they're here for the GB.
Mm-hmm.
No big deal. They got this.
Okay, and then I guess the final one here for me. With today's news, I'm gonna give them credit. I'm gonna give credit to the Carolina Panthers for making the right decision on Bryce Young. It was a tough decision to make, and I feel like it's the popular decision, but it's still unpopular, if that makes any sense. The fan base knows that this is the right thing to do, and they've all been screaming it, but you know the way the NFL world works. Typically don't see teams have the fortitude or the foresight or whatever you want to call it to sit down a number 1 draft pick, even if it's warranted.
You had to.
So I got to give them credit for that.
I said it after last week.
Mm-hmm.
After
you did.
Yesterday, it was a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, you did.
You cannot ask people to spend their money in a Biden economy on what I just saw. I'm sorry, you can't do it.
And they're not going to by what we have already seen. What we saw this week with the tickets being sold for $12s of dollars, or just a $12 of dollars.
Yeah. We'll give you, for $12, we'll give you a 12-pack of beer and 4 seats.
It doesn't get much worse than that.
You still have one more pick.
Oh, I still have one more pick?
You ain't taking mine. I know exactly where I'm at.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go stock up for the South Carolina Gamecocks.
That stadium was insane.
Was an amazing atmosphere. South Carolina Gamecocks, I have never been a fan of your program before. I am now. I want you to win. I want you to be good. I would really like for you to have something to really cheer about, because when there was plenty to cheer about throughout that game, The fans were locked in and hyped and ready. And the fact that you whittled it, just piddled it away there at the end was bad news. But I think it still says something about where this program is. That you went up against the top 25 team, had them on the ropes, and one more bounce your way, or maybe one good call from the referees may have made a difference.
Well, and it's funny you said that because that's my last stock down, SEC officials.
Mm-hmm.
I have watched a lot of games in my life. I have been in the stadium for a lot of games in my life. I have never in my life seen a worse officiating crew than we had in Columbia. And for Brian Kelly to come out and say, I filed an official protest on this game, you're a moron. You should have run out of that place like you were on fire because they just handed this to you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like now's a good time to, after much thought and much deliberation, I believe I'm ready to announce my top 5.
Oh, okay.
I believe I'm ready to announce my top 5.
Okay.
Tennessee, you showed up and you showed out in Charlotte. We will be in Knoxville in a few weeks. We will tell you more about that next week. And right now, Tennessee is the leader in the clubhouse, but it is close. Ole Miss would be my 2 as we currently sit. Hottie Toddy scored a lot of points. Jackson Dart right now front runner to win the Heisman Trophy. You're putting up a gajillion points every time you step on the field. Texas is my 3.
Okay.
Nebraska is my 4.
Really?
Nebraska is my 4. And we said LSU South Carolina was an elimination game.
Yes.
Tank, I believe you have a song in that computer that we heard a mess of times on Saturday.
Yes.
Because it was an elimination game. Me a question that's been in my head since Saturday. Is South Carolina the most underrated in-stadium experience in the country? I cannot think of one that is more underrated. It is a phenomenal game day experience.
Mm-hmm. It was awesome. And I haven't traveled as much as you have. I haven't seen as many college football games as you have, but it definitely ranked up there as an experience unlike any other. I mean, that's why I love college football, because they have such great traditions and the fan bases are so passionate. Yes, they're crazy. Yes, they say stupid things about their team, like Luke Doty is the greatest quarterback of all time. But
God, Tank heard that. And
I did. It stuck in my head because I went, you have got to, I mean, Ryan Helinski was better than Luke Doty. Let's not mince words here. And how could a South Carolina fan say that when you have Jeff Garcia in your history? But you like who you like, and you like your players, and you're passionate about the fan base and the traditions and all of the things. That's what I love about college football is everybody's got their own. South Carolina may be one of the most underrated. I don't know I don't know that I've ever seen them on one of those lists. Top 10 toughest places to play. But I could imagine that's a place you don't want to play. Middle of the season, late at night, sandstorm starts hitting, and you're down in the fourth quarter. That audience has something to cheer about.
That crowd was on fire. And they had the officials gave them every reason to kind of lose the momentum, and every time they came back.
Yeah, they did. It was a great atmosphere. I loved it. Highly would recommend it.
No doubt.
Go to Williams Bryce, even if you're not a fan of the South Carolina Gamecocks or the team that was there. Did you, at any point, did you see really any fighting? No. South Carolina versus LSU fans? I didn't really see any pestering other than just good old ribbon, You
don't really see that in stadiums as much as people think.
Yeah,
there are places that you will see that.
I just never saw it. And it was like I said, it was great. It was a great atmosphere. We are so thankful that Ingles Supermarkets, Dale's Pale Ale, and Clarissa Sells WNC.com and Parks Ford of Hendersonville have helped us live the dream this college football season. We are just a few trips in. It's already the best football season ever.
Oh, and we've only just begun to live.
But yes, the officials definitely deserved it.
Yeah,
they definitely deserved their stock down for this week.
Terrible.
Mm-hmm. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
All right, as we roll into the afternoon and keep an eye on our tropical system, things still working out like we were thinking earlier, with the moisture trying to spread in here from the east-southeast as we get through later today. Some partial sun until then, so actually most of our day actually ended up dry, low 70s. Showers, maybe a thunder shower tonight as we drop into the middle part of the 50s. On Tuesday, some showers, maybe even a thunderstorm around. Again, there may be some locally heavy rain, some patchy fog early, high 70 degrees, and we could see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain. Still a chance of showers on Wednesday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A., copyright 2024.
We're just days away from our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
The biggest headliners in live music will be taking over T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas.
Plus, some special surprises and moments you are not going to want to miss.
Stream only on Hulu this Friday and Saturday, starting at 10:30 p.m.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
This November, the Southern Conference Women's Volleyball Championship is coming to Asheville for 4 days of bump, set, and spiking at exploreasheville.com arena. Get your tickets today and save your spot for thrilling NCAA volleyball action in Asheville this November. Tickets are available at Ticketmaster.com.
It's bow time. Want to be the MVP of your next watch party? Bring home new Bojangles chicken wings. It's the bold chicken you love, now crafted for game day. Try them tossed in sweet and smoky barbecue, or turn up the heat with creamy buffalo. You can also skip the sauce and get the classic wings seasoned to perfection. Just don't forget to dip them in our new house-made ranch. Available for a limited time. Order on the Bojangles app. It's bow time.
Hi, this is Stu Rohrbaugh, and I'm running for Buncombe County Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisor in the November 5th general election. Make sure you register your vote today. Your vote counts.
This has been a public service announcement from iHeartMedia Asheville.
Hi, this is Robin Merrill, and I'm running for District Court Judge in the November 5th general election. Have your voice heard. Make sure you register to vote today. Your vote counts.
This has been a public service announcement from iHeartMedia Asheville.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
Tennessee, 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 Tennessee.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville.
You like bad music. Like I spent a whole weekend listening to you tell me how bad Kendrick Lamar is, and you got stuff like this at the ready.
Yeah. Little Tennessee. Jeremy. Loving Arrested Development. Learning his musical education while he's on the Living the Dream tour with yours truly.
That sounds like a rap song that was sung by Ed Helms. That is awful.
I'm just trying to bring a little culture to the man, and he just doesn't want it. You can
save
want to do it.
You can save crap because that's crap.
It is Monday Night Football tonight, closing out the week 2 of the NFL season. The Atlanta Falcons, Philadelphia Eagles. 8:15 kickoff tonight. I mean, how do we feel this game is going to go? I feel like it's going to be just a lot of ground and pound. Saquon Barkley, Bijan Robinson. Other than that, there hasn't been anything going for the Falcons in the passing game, and Jalen Hurts wasn't much better.
This feels like a trap because I'm looking at this number. And the number has gone down over the course of the week. But 2/3 of the money's on Philadelphia. Why is this number going down? I'll tell you why. Because Vegas is going, we boo-booed. I'm taking Atlanta. I have a weird, not to win, to cover.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a field goal game. It's 5.5.
Yeah, plus the 5.5.
It feels like Vegas is baiting me into doing something that I said this with Arizona. Because when you look at a number, and as bad as Atlanta looked offensively last week against the Steelers, I feel like there's this, and you did it last week, you just chalk up that Philadelphia is better.
Mm-hmm.
But why do you think they're better? What about what you saw in Brazil makes you go, yeah, they're awesome?
Well, I mean, at least I think you can throw. I don't think I saw that from Kirk last week. And to me, that means, well, you're one-dimensional. It should be easy to game plan against.
And I don't think that they are. I'm not sure if it was – if Kirk is as hurt as he looked last week, and he can't project off that back foot, he can't do any of those things, you're going to see Michael Penix tonight. This is a Monday Night Football game.
Mm-hmm.
The entire country is watching this, and you got a fan base and a team that I think is good. I think this Falcon team is good. And if you're Atlanta, you got to be looking at New Orleans and Tampa Bay going, this could get away from us in a hurry. I do think Philadelphia still wins this game. I think there are significantly more points than the Vegas number. It's at 45.5, and to me that feels like just easy cakewalk money.
Mm-hmm.
Because both these defenses are good, but I don't know if either one's great. And I really don't buy Jalen Hurts. I'm not willing to go money line with the Atlanta Falcons, but I am willing to go plus the 5.5.
Can the Atlanta Falcons stop Saquon Barkley? That's the question that has to sit on everybody's mind after watching him run like he did last week.
Stop him? No. But, I mean, you also have to kind of you got to dig into Green Bay here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Saquon had a great week. Well, so did Jonathan Taylor. The Indianapolis Colts just ran for almost 8 yards a carry against the Packers. Maybe it's Green Bay.
Could be.
They were terrible against the run, and that was with a quarterback that they had no fear of throwing over the top of their heads.
Mm-hmm.
It won't be as good this week for Saquon. He's certainly not getting in the end zone 3 times. But I do have him as an anytime touchdown scorer.
As you should.
He and Bijan Robinson, to me, are both layups.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't get in the end zone, it's because either one of them got hurt or something went horribly wrong. I just don't buy Philadelphia to the same level that everybody else does. I can't figure out what it is that you've done that I'm supposed to be so impressed by.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the offense is what? Jalen Hurts was terrible last week. And now I get a better defense. You've had a long time to prep for this game. And Atlanta is really desperate here. You go 0-2. I'm not saying the season's over, but you're in big danger.
Well, when you have two other teams in your division that keep winning, again, it's just 2 weeks. But as you said, that can get away from you in a hurry. It's hard to catch up. This ain't baseball, right? We can't make up a 2-game thing in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I also feel like there's a huge undervalue of A.J. Brown being gone.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I really worried about?
Not worried about Devontae Smith?
Have A.J. Terrell to put on Devontae Smith. You got Jahan Dotson, who's been here for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's super talented. If I was playing DraftKings, I don't tend to play the one-game slates, but if I was playing DFS on DraftKings, Jahan Dotson would be on my team because he's going to be cheap, and he's running as the 2.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, really look at everything else they have. Dallas Goedert, who in a foot race is about as fast as I am.
He's a big target, though.
He is a big target, but I'm not worried about this offense. Another little tip, Johnny Wilson. He's in my parlay as well.
Is he really?
He is.
Okay.
Well, he's 6'7". He's playing on the outside, and he's probably going to get the lesser of the corners because I don't think he sees a lot of A.J. Terrell.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about that much.
It's also the fact that after the Eagles this week, you got to play the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
And then after that, you play the Saints, and then you play the Bucs. So, yeah, the more you fall behind, the tougher this is going to be.
This is as close to a must-win as you will see in week 2. Because the narrative just changes so drastically.
And for a team that just lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers, I know the defense is good. I get it. And I know that they were limited offensively. But
you're saying Atlanta was limited offensively?
Yes. But if you're that hampered, then I can't see you winning many games. It will depend a lot, of course, on what that looks like tonight. And how bad does it have to get?
I look for a lot of Bijan tonight. Try to run to set up the pass.
But you said there's a path where you could see Michael Penix coming in this game.
If Kirk Cousins cannot push off that back foot, you're worried too much about the score. If you get to halftime and it is obvious that Kirk just can't do it, you don't see this without live reps, at least not as much.
Mm-hmm.
If you start seeing open window throws that Kirk Cousins just can't make, I think you have to sit him down. And I don't really care what the score is. You could tell me it's 10-10 at halftime and Kirk's just obviously not up to par.
Yeah.
I got to sit him down. I cannot lose this game because my quarterback can't put any zip on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He throws 2 interceptions in the first half, which I don't know if you remember the last time he played the Philadelphia Eagles. It did not go well. Darius Slay's probably still haunting his nightmares. I got a weird feeling we see Penix tonight. And I know that feels like a quick trigger.
Mm-hmm.
That feels like a quick hook. Kirk looked bad
last week. If he's not physically up to the task, I can understand that. The question will then be, though, why didn't you do it sooner? Why didn't you start the season with Kirk on IR or whatever you had to do to make him right? You trotted him out there hurt anyway, knowing that this was what was happening. I mean, as bad as he was last week, is there any way that they didn't know that coming in after all of the practicing that they've done?
Well, there's a possibility of that, but there's also something that I haven't heard anybody mention.
Mm-hmm.
You do realize this team has no other choice. They had Taylor Heineke, but you traded him.
Yes.
So either your GM is out of his damn mind or he had no fear of Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
What if it was just a bad week? What if Kirk just woke up and calf was tight, whatever it was?
Could have been.
And he comes out, looks fine tonight.
And if he does, I'll think completely differently about this. They come out tonight, and this is the barn burner Monday night game that I thought it was going to be at the beginning of the season. Both these offenses can score. Both the quarterbacks look decent. Then I will think completely differently about Atlanta. But after what I saw last week, I can have no hope in this. I've seen Atlanta do this too many times. Get you all hopped up in the offseason, think they've got something, and then, oh, no, well, we actually started the year with a quarterback with one leg. Yeah, that sounds very Falcon-y to me.
Yeah, you worry way too much about Falcon-y and Jetty, and I can say the same thing about, I don't know, 4 of the 7 biggest contenders for the Super Bowl.
You could.
I mean, there's nobody in the building that's still the same guy. Or still the same people as it was in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like we overreacted to what we saw last week. I don't know exactly what it was. Maybe he just had a bad week. But it is hard for me to put much belief in the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah. This is the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. Take a quick break. When we come back, it'll be time for Jeremy's Bangers of the Night.
What if you could hear your favorite song for the first time again? Introducing the all-new reimagined Nissan Kicks with an available Bose Personal Plus sound system that uses speakers in the headrest to create a 360-degree listening experience. You've never heard anything like this. Reimagine your music and your drive. Experience the all-new reimagined Nissan Kicks for yourself at nissanusa.com today.
Available feature. Bose is a registered trademark of the Bose Corporation.
Hey everybody, this is Josh and Chuck from the Stuff You Should Know podcast. And if you've ever wanted to know about champagne, Satanism, the Stonewall Uprising...
Oh, how about chaos theory, El Nino, LSD, little true crime sprinkled in, or maybe something historical like Rosa Parks?
Yeah, if you want any of that, or anything else you can think of, then look no further. We have you covered.
That's right. Listen to the Stuff You Should Know podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff You Should Know and start listening.
Did you know you can now use your body's own healing properties to revitalize your achy joints and get real lasting pain relief? I'm talking about advanced regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics. If you're tired of arthritic pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulder, this is something you need to check out. Everybody's talking about regenerative medicine, and the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics are experts in these amazing treatments. People here rave about the results. You can enhance your joints, improve mobility, and get back to doing the stuff you love without pain and without drugs or surgery or downtime. Under the leadership of Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough using cellular therapies. They've got tens of thousands of satisfied patients and the consultation is totally free. So call now. Take action to get lasting joint pain relief with help from QC Kinetics. Call 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
Hi, this is Bo Hess, and I'm running for Asheville City Council in the November 5th general election. Have your voice be heard. Make sure you register to vote today. Your vote counts.
This has been a public service announcement from iHeart Media Asheville.
John Legend here. How do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Ask your healthcare provider and book at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
This summer, Dale's Pale Ale salutes freedom. Freedom in fabric, or the fabric of freedom. Denim Dale's available for a limited time in the blue jean box. Dale's salutes everyone who works hard, plays hard, and relaxes hard. Life's more than about what you pack in your dinner. Though we're packing beer, so we win. Seize the Dales. Unwind in style with a cool breeze up the jorts. Just look for the beer in the blue jean box.
It's time to kick off the perfect tailgate and take your team to Ingles. Chips and guac made fresh in store every day. The best meat in town packaged fresh every day. And smiling faces giving you their best every day. Let's be real. In the South, football season is our favorite season of the year. There's a lot to smile about, especially with deals like these. Ingles. Low prices, love the savings.
Coffee's the closers on.
Get them the money!
Then we get the money.
you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
Monday Night Football. Philadelphia Eagles at home against the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons are a 5.5-point dog. Over-under's 45.5. I'll start with the over-under. I feel like there's a lot of points in this game. No A.J. Brown. Philadelphia looked really clunky last week, and Atlanta out-clunkied them. These are two teams that you need this win. Even though Philadelphia won last week, you still need this win because that schedule is not pretty in places. I'm taking the Falcons plus the 5.5. I think Philadelphia wins, but I do believe this is a field goal game. Over 45.5. Anytime touchdown scorer for Saquon Barkley, Bijan Robinson, and my guy, Johnny Wilson.
Yeah.
Put 5 on it, $265 payout.
That's a bunch.
And I like it. I like it enough that I'm breaking the poodle rule. 5 legs on this dog.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird-looking dog. I think she'll hunt.
Johnny Wilson, though.
Johnny Wilson's going to be the 3. And I will tell you, he and Jalen Hurts had a real good connection in camp from what I was told.
Okay.
So you put him on the outside with a Falcon secondary that's kind of small.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Wilson's 6'7". And he could go up and get it.
And that also boosts those odds because what was his number? Just curious. His anytime touchdown number had to be in the 3s.
I don't know his by itself because that's not the. It takes the parlay from plus 625 to plus 5,000. If that
tells you anything, it's a bunch. All right, so take it from Flostradamus. That might be the key to the winnings tonight. You can take it over to the best place to bet touchdowns. Number one place to bet touchdowns this football season. It is the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Is just that easy. You can bet on somebody just to score a touchdown. If you don't understand the lines and the spreads and all that kind of stuff, we were just hanging out with the great Kenny Ford yesterday. And, even football coaches have been around the game a long time. They often don't know exactly what the lines and stuff mean. It's as easy as just betting on a guy to win or to score a touchdown. You can score big with the DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one place to bet touchdowns, and download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the code WPEK. That's code WPEK for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at nfl.com/terms. Enjoy Monday Night Football tonight and join us here in the Sportsocracy tomorrow at noon for a Power Rankings Tuesday. We'll see you then.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
All right, as we roll into the afternoon and keep an eye on our tropical system, things still working out like we were thinking earlier with the moisture trying to spread in here from the east-southeast as we get through later today. Some partial sun until then, so actually most of our day actually ended up dry, low 70s. Showers, maybe a thunder shower tonight as we drop into the middle part of the 50s. On Tuesday, some showers, maybe even a thunderstorm around. Again, there may be some locally heavy rain, some patchy fog early, high 70 degrees, and we could see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain. Still a chance of showers on Wednesday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Apple Tree Superstore.
Hurry in now to Apple Tree Superstore for deals on the full lineup of 2024 Hondas, including the CR-V, the HR-V, and Civic. Apple Tree Superstore is committed to offering you professional service and a great experience. Shop online at appletreesuperstore.com and in person, I-26 and Airport Road, Asheville.
When you're ready to go back in the day,
y'all gonna make me lose my mind.
Check out the all-new Throwbacks 101.1.
This is how we do it.
Allow me to introduce myself.
Asheville's classic hip-hop and R&B.
Come on. In today's Marketers Report, Erica Taylor, Chief Marketing Officer of Genentech, weighs in on audio's ability to reach any audience.
everyone is listening somewhere, somehow. So it's a great way to take something very precise in what we're trying to do to reach patients with something that I think we can all agree is somewhat broad in reaching many, many different audiences.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.